WZROnline.com/chat or call into the show at 518-712-3070. Now, here are your hosts, Ryan Clark and Matt Boone. Funky's on the road. Funky's on the road. Funky's on the road. Funky's on the road. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama.
You better call your mamas, because WZR Radio is live right now. Matt Boone.
Oh my God.
Oh, what do you mean, oh God?
That's what you did it for that little one-liner right there?
You didn't like that thing? Come on, dude, you didn't like that?
I thought it was topical. I thought there was like something with the cat in the news that I didn't know about. Like that was completely unnecessary.
It was not unnecessary.
When did that come to you? In a dream? Like, let me play the Cat's theme song and I'm going to tell everybody they should call their mamas.
Well, you know what, dude? If you watched Monday Night Raw last night, you would have known.
Right.
You would have known that a guy named Brodus Clay came out as the Funk Master and used that.
I saw that.
Right. So what the fuck are you bitching for, dude?
What the fuck does that have to do with the cat, Ernest Miller? What are we talking about?
They used this theme on Raw last night, dude. So I opened up WZR Radio with this theme, dude, because it's the topic today, dude. Everybody's talking about
that. That was the theme? I didn't even notice that. I watched it. I didn't notice that.
You ruined the whole moment, dude. You ruined.
I didn't mean to ruin the whole moment. You couldn't hear it that good on the stream anyway, believe me. It sounded like shit.
Anyways, how about those Detroit Lions, Matt Boone?
So that's how we're starting off Tuesday night. All right, how about go call your mama and tell her that I just said her son's a piece of shit because Detroit lost, and I'm not very happy about it, so I don't want to talk about it.
That's a good one. You know what? They say, like, Tim Tebow. Raj is going to be here. Raj Giri from WrestlingInc.com.
I did watch Raw, by the way. Let me interrupt you, because the chat's all saying I didn't watch. I did watch Raw. I don't remember that being the song. I really don't remember that being the music.
Could it have been because you're drunk, or?
That's very possible, but I don't remember.
and you were probably drunk last night, and the night before, and the night before that.
I watched it today. I watched it online today.
Oh.
And I'm quite drunk right now, so let's rock and roll.
Yeah, well, that's every Tuesday, dude. Nothing's different.
Ritual, what are we gonna do?
So check it out, man. This is what's going on. We got Raj Giri's going to be here in about 10 or 15 minutes. He's in the chat room right now. You can do the live chat room at WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. He's going to join us here in just a couple minutes, and we're going to talk the TNA Genesis pay-per-view from Sunday night and Monday Night Raw from last night. You know what, dude? You know me, dude. I can't stand.
Let me ask you real quick before you get into anything else. You talked about my team. How did the Buffalo Bills do this past weekend? Oh, that's right. Yeah, keep going.
Yay! Get out of here, dude.
We should also announce about the titties tonight, because that's not happening.
Yeah, Tiffany Titty Tuesday. She's not going to be here tonight, so.
Yeah, there's a family emergency, so she's not going to be able to be here. I apologize, everybody. She asked for permission. She said, "Would Ryan be all right if I didn't do it tonight? Because I kind of have to go to this." I said, "You don't get paid to come on. It's for fun. You're not here. What are you going to do?"
She said, "Would Ryan?"
She really did. She asked me for permission. I said, it's not your job to do the radio show. Like, we just do it because it's fun, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's not going to be here, but Raj Giri, like I said, is going to be here in hour number 1, and then we're just going to get through the plugs real quick, and then we'll get into, Genesis and Raw from last night, like I just said. I thought Genesis was a pretty good pay-per-view, except for the ending, and Raw last night, there's so much negative feedback online. I thought it was okay, man. I mean,
Did you? Because I thought it felt like an old, like back when The Undertaker was doing the corporate ministry, that kind of thing. It felt like that with all the Kane stuff. I'm not into that. Not at 27 going on 28 years old. I gotta be younger to enjoy that, I think, because it just seems so goddamn cheesy and corny to me.
How was the weekend, dude? What'd you do?
Weekend was crazy. I got banned from my favorite bar, the one I go to all the time.
Banned?
I can't believe it's only been. We were on last week, right? We definitely did a show last Tuesday.
We did a show. We've done a show. We've done a show. We've done a show every Tuesday for the last 5 years, bro.
I know. I was pretty sure we did a show. I was just making sure if we got there over the holidays or something. It feels like it's been more than a week. Am I crazy? It feels more like a lot has happened this week. Maybe that's why.
A lot of
busy. I had to shit with my apartment. shit with the bar over there, some personal stuff, like a whole bunch of stuff has happened. In 7
Well,
days.
tell the story. Why'd you get kicked out of the bar?
I smacked the bouncer in the face. You asked me a question, I gave you an answer. I caused one of those ruckuses you hear about. Yeah, I was the reason for that.
I'm starting to worry about you, man. I'm starting to worry about you and the drinking. No,
Is it getting out of hand? Is that what you think?
well, it's like every single day, dude. You start at noon and you go until 2:00 in the morning.
Why, is noon too early? Yeah, that's way too
Well,
early.
I get up at 9:00 in the morning, dude. I wouldn't be drinking by noon. Come on, man.
Well, I get up at noon. That's the problem.
Yeah, then that makes it even worse. So you get up at noon and you order.
Is it bad if you start drinking if you've been awake long enough to, like, if you pour beer in your Apple Jacks? Is that a bad sign? Like, that's not good.
Is that what happens, dude? You roll out of bed
No.
and you just crack open a beer? Is that what's going on?
Not really. I get up, I shower, I do some work, I chill out for about an hour or two, and then it's like, fuck it, let's drink, and then I start drinking.
Wow.
Well, well, shit, she's not here. I'll blame it on her. Tiffany's a fucking drunk and fucking skunk, drunk.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. If she starts drinking, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sit here and not drink if she's drinking.
Well, we're gonna do an intervention.
She was here today. Let's put it that way. That's why I'm drunk right now.
We're gonna do an intervention with the WZR Army and Matt Boone.
And the tits. Tiffany the tits.
We'll get right.
You get her sober. I'll probably sober up.
Well, we'll have to talk you through it. One of these days we'll do an intervention, dude. It'll be a 2-hour
We were
intervention.
talking about doing a roast show. Now we got an intervention show on the schedule. These are all good things.
I'm worried about the roast show, dude. I don't want to do a roast.
Me, I would be worried because I'm uncensored on a regular show. Give me a roast show.
Yeah,
Please.
I don't know. It's not. It wouldn't go over well, dude. It wouldn't go.
It would be bad. I'd probably get
Trust me.
fired and lose a friend and the whole thing.
So listen, my weekend, Saturday night there was the Strike Force. It was Luke Rockhold and Keith Jardine. My boy Keith Jardine, man.
Oh, that, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when Raj gets here in a couple minutes. So I took Jardine, dude, and I got.
told you were dumb for that, by the way. You everybody in the chat. Well, nobody really knows him that well in the chat. Probably. This guy said He said $20, Jardine. I said, all right, deal. He said, all right, I'll take your money. I said, all right, I'm taking your money, but whatever. He doesn't know Luke Rockhold. That's the problem.
Now wait a second. While we're on the subject of money, okay, for the last 2 weeks, dude, ever since 2012 hit, right? Boone came on here, and for those that don't know, Boone does my galleries on WZROnline.com and ProWrestlingScoops.com, right? And well, we added a little extra work yesterday.
All right, a little extra work yesterday. Keep going.
A tad bit, a little extra work yesterday.
It's more work than the galleries themselves. I've done it already once, and it's more work. Believe me.
Stop, dude. So anyways,
It's not bad work. It's easy work.
he
but
called
it's
me.
more work.
He called me out on live radio, and he said, "Dude, what about a bonus? What about a Christmas
No,
bonus?"
no, I did not call you out on
You
live
did
radio.
call me out on live radio, and you said, "Where's my Christmas bonus?"
Oh, I asked you. And then last week I called you out because a week went by
Well,
and you didn't give it to me.
you-
I didn't want to bug you, and yeah, no, you
Listen. You
I
asked
called
me.
you out on live radio. Fuck
You
off.
didn't.
Keep
You didn't demand it. You asked me, and you put me in a spot where I
I
kind of
put you on the I put you in the spotlight. Yeah, I did that.
where I kind of said, "Yeah, I gotta give him a Christmas bonus because if I don't, I'm gonna look like a dick." So then I give him a bonus, okay? Because he sent me a message over the past week, and somehow it got into a bonus. What about my bonus? It was something like that, dude. You asked, all right? I didn't come to you and say, "Here's your bonus." You once again asked. You said something.
Wait,
Yeah, it was through an instant. You said something like, "I don't want to be a pain in the ass, but you know that Christmas bonus you were talking about," and you put me on the.
And then, if we're going to tell the whole story with complete honesty like you're doing over there,
Right.
about, I don't know, 3-4 hours went by and you didn't say shit.
Yeah.
I left you alone again, and
Right.
I didn't ask you for it. I kind of broached the subject, and then 3-4 hours later we were just randomly talking,
Right.
and I said I couldn't afford something. I was talking about something. You're like, oh, you could that was it, Showtime. For Luke Rockhold Jardine. It's topical.
It was a
I
straight.
said, I don't have Showtime, and I said, they say it's Showtime's free preview weekend this weekend. Dana White said it on his Twitter. I said, Showtime's not free for me. I'm turning on Showtime. It was the Lions game, and Showtime was head-to-head. So I tried turning on Showtime to see the fights, and it wouldn't come on my TV. It said, no dice, because I'm not subscribed to Showtime.
So-
You said, oh, well, you could probably afford Showtime if you got that bonus, huh? And then you can continue.
Well, and then I listen, and then I sent him his bonus, and it was like it wasn't good enough. It wasn't.
Are you seriously kidding me right now? Now that's gonna offend me.
No.
I couldn't have been more appreciative because I needed.
What?
If you want to tell the story, you can. I really am. I have nothing to hide on the air. The Army are my brothers and my sisters. There's like 2 sisters, like 800 brothers, but I got nothing to hide from them. You can tell the story. I needed a whole lot more than what I got, and I made sure to tell you, I appreciate it like crazy. Then I told you the story of why I needed more. And then you got mad at me, and I said, well, listen, dude, don't worry about it. And I thought you were ignoring me, but you're sick right. Are you still sick, by the way?
No, I feel good, man. I'm good. Last week,
You're back to normal. All
remember?
Right. Well, he was sick on Saturday night, so I was like, dude, you don't gotta ignore me. I'm fine. I'm not asking for that from you. I was just telling you the story. And then he said, well, dude, I wasn't fucking here. That's why I wasn't answering. I said, oh, my bad.
Well, moral of the story is Boone got his bonus and he bitched about it, so whatever.
It was a great bonus. No.
It was
All right,
great.
Well, let me say in front of everybody, I appreciate it very much. I really, honestly, Ryan Clark, I really appreciate the bonus. I honestly do.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I do, really.
Anyways, let's get the plugs out of it.
You make me feel bad now.
You're a sweetheart, dude. You're a sweetheart.
All right, you're a cutie pie. Go ahead.
So your Detroit Lions lost. We already talked about that. Buffalo's not there. We got good. Listen, we got good football games coming up. We got the Saints going on. They beat you. They beat up on you real good. They're going on to face.
Not at first. We were kicking their ass at first.
All right. Anyways, so they're going on to face San Francisco, right? And then we're gonna have the New York Giants, who took out somebody I can't remember. Pittsburgh, right? Or no, that was Tebow.
That was
Denver. So the Giants are moving on. They're going to play Green Bay, and we've got Denver against New England. Man, that'll be crazy.
Here's what we got to do when Geary comes on, because Geary lives in Denver, right?
But he doesn't follow football.
But still, how is Tim Tebow? Even Tiffany the Tits knows who Tim Tebow is, and she don't know shit about sports of any kind.
Right.
And she knows who Tim Tebow is, and she lives in Florida. So.
Right. No. We've got really good games coming up in the playoffs. I mean, listen, you got to root for Tim Tebow, right? You've got to root for this dude because nobody gives him a chance, and he comes through every time.
Wait, they're playing Baltimore, right?
They're playing New England.
Oh, okay. Who's playing Baltimore?
Houston.
Oh, yes, you're right. In Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, there's some good games lined up for this coming weekend, but it looks good, dude. And then like I said, we'll talk Strike Force here in a couple minutes. That was Saturday night. And we're gonna play the Hall of Fame videos for you guys. Edge and the Four Horsemen inducted into the Hall of Fame, or are gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's what I gotta ask you about too. So I'll wait till we do that then. Okay.
We'll take your live phone calls in hour number 2 as well, and we've got to talk about the Ultimate Warrior and Kevin Nash, dude.
Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, hell yeah.
This Twitter feud, and then Hogan kind of injected himself into this
YouTube feud.
Right. And speaking
I'm a little drunk. Feud. Go ahead.
Speaking of social media and YouTube and Facebook and things like that, Matt Hardy is back. Looks like he's out of rehab and is back, and the first thing he does is makes videos and posts them online. Want to get your thoughts on that, whether he should stay out of the spotlight or if he's just a media whore, dude. He just loves the attention, dude. Loves the attention.
That was worded wrong, because clearly he's a media whore. So it's like, how'd you introduce it? I forget. Or, here, I'll take it from or is he going to stay sober if he continues whoring it up in the media spotlight? Because that's what's going to be troubling.
Well, he was out at a bar on New Year's Eve, dude. He shot a video on New Year's Eve from a bar. Yeah, well.
Not a good start. That's for damn sure. Gates open and whole shit, here we go.
Well, according to you, you can't even walk into a bar anymore.
No, I can walk into a bar. Not the one that I go to all the time.
Right.
My favorite fucking bar, Roadhouse. Remember, you didn't go with us that night, I don't think. When I was in New York, when I lived there, my brother Steven came up to visit, and a bunch of us went out to a bunch of clubs on the Strip in Albany, when we lived in Albany.
Uh-huh.
Or, we lived in East Greenbush at the time, but we drove to Albany, because we lived in Albany, too.
Listen to this. There was a big fight. I guess a guy pulled a gun in the back parking lot where we used to live, and there was a big fight. I guess there was a big rumble or something. It's all over the news today. It's crazy, man. The old department.
I know you're talking. Oh, okay. 'Cause it was
No.
before we left, where we had to dodge the cops just to leave.
No, that was a quiet place, man. That was a really quiet place, a real nice neighborhood, and
So it was unusual.
it was very unusual, man. I saw that on the news today. So wow, are you kidding me? Over there.
But anyways, yeah, we went down to the clubs, blah blah blah. I got kicked out of 6 clubs in one night in Albany, New York. So there's a little fun fact for you, and that's what happened. I got banned from this one here.
Well, your problem is hard liquor. It always used to be hard liquor.
That's what it was. That's what happened here. I drank tequila all day before we even left, and it wasn't good. It was on Friday night.
Yeah, Matt Boone turns into an angry drunk for
I smacked the bouncer. I challenged the bouncer to a fight. Right. He was trying to be a bouncer and be cool like his job is, and I smacked him in the face to try and provoke him, and yeah, it wasn't good.
Raj Geary, let's do this, man. Call up and we'll get into TNA Genesis Monday Night Raw from last night. We also got to talk about Mayweather and Pacquiao. Big news came out today where
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Mayweather came out on Facebook or Twitter, actually both, and said, "Step up, punk," to Manny Pacquiao. And that's, I mean, we gotta get into that. I don't think that fight's gonna happen, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, Raj Geary, WrestlingInc.com.
Hey guys.
What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
I'm tired because it's been busy. Last night I was up until 4 o'clock this morning and got up at about 8:45 this morning, dude. It's been last night. I mean. Post WrestleMania Raws are always a big one, and post pay-per-view Raws. Last night was unbelievable with the amount of news that came out, wasn't it?
Who would have thought a post Genesis Raw would have been, so busy?
Dude, it was crazy. I mean, I'm watching Raw last night.
When's Royal Rumble? Is that this weekend, or is that still a couple weeks away?
It's the 29th, so we still got a couple weeks away.
That sounds bad. All right, so it's a couple weeks away.
Yeah, a couple weeks away. But man, I mean, last night they started doing the Hall of Fame stuff, and then you had Brodus Clay came and debuted. It was just non-stop, man. And
you credit to Jericho. People thinking he's finally going to speak, and we're going to find out what his return's all about, and then we'll talk about it later. But yeah, would that be why the traffic bloomed?
No, I mean,
I think it was. I think a lot of it was the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame announcements. I mean, just the stuff with the Four Horsemen and Ric Flair. I mean, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
That's what I had to ask you about, Ryan, because now we're talking about it. Shit, is Ric Flair gonna be at the ceremony?
I don't know. We're waiting to find out. Raj, do you know anything?
You can't induct the Four Horsemen without Flair being there. I mean, come on.
It sounded like he's gonna do it. Like they. Back when Mick Foley was talking about coming on Raw for the Rock's return or for the Rock's birthday, TNA gave him the go ahead to do it. So,
right.
It's good for TNA. I'm surprised WWE would do it. So
we're gonna.
I'm sure.
We're gonna air the video, both videos, probably during the commercial break. The Edge Hall of Fame announcement and the Four Horsemen one. But when they did the Four Horsemen one, they spotlighted during that video each individual guy. You had Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham.
They left out Ole, I heard.
Right. Who were the four? It was Barry Windham, Ric Flair. That's
Tully Blanchard, Barry Windham, Arn, and Ric Flair. I would assume. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I forgot about Tully.
They showed J.J. Dillon, but they didn't show his name.
Where's J.J. working these days? Anyway, is he in the office in Stamford, or is he working TNA, or is he just retired?
I think he's just retired because he left.
I did too. Yeah.
For WCW and after that, I think that was kind of it. After WCW folded.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. The same thing. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think he's in the business. But I know the last time he was WCW. He was on camera sometimes too, because he announced the Goldberg Hogan match where Goldberg won the title in Atlanta, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I was like, I don't think he's in the business. That was considered
a big deal when he jumped ship to WCW.
Huge.
Behind the scenes at WWE.
Huge deal. Yeah, they gave him Pat Patterson's job for a while in WWE, which they refused to give that to a lot. They refused to give it to Jake the Snake. A lot of people. So that was a big deal.
Right. But I think the version of the Four Horsemen that's going in. I mean, I think it'd be argued that was the greatest version.
Easily
that's being inducted.
That was the premier version.
Because you also have the guys like Paul Roma, all these guys that never really should have been in and are kind of forgotten that were horsemen at one point.
Sid, Sting, tons of them.
Right, yeah. Benoit, Malenko.
Steve McMichael, little Kevin
All right, everybody in the live chat room, you can get to our live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat. We're going to be taking live phone calls in our numero dos, whatever you guys want to talk about. We're going to get into TNA Genesis, the pay-per-view from Sunday night. Right now, Raj, what'd you think overall the TNA pay-per-view? Of course, the ending, dude. I mean, TNA pay-per-view. We'll get into this when we talk about the main event, but I thought it was a decent pay-per-view until the main event.
Man, for a company that gets so few buy rates, it's like they're telling their audience to stop buying this shit. You have 3 pay-per-views in a row where the main event either ended with no winner or just very, low-key, like they did at Bound for Glory. And then after Bound for Glory on Impact, you had the title changes. And then now you had the 30-minute draw, at Final Resolution, and then on Impact you get a clean win. And then again, they go with, no ending at the end of the pay-per-view. And for a company that doesn't do well on pay-per-view, they can't be, they can't be doing shit like this.
You can't.
So it was good wrestling, the action was good, but the fact is what people are buying the pay-per-view for is the top matches, and when they're not delivering, it's what WCW was doing at the end when, before they went under.
That's exactly it, man. It's like the pay-per-view is all right up until the main event, and then you end the main event with a DQ finish or a shitty finish, and people are like, why did I just spend $30 or $40 or whatever it is to watch a pay-per-view that ends in a D? It's crazy, and they did it the last pay-per-view. They did it at Final Resolution. It ended in.
That's what I'm saying. That's at least 3 pay-per-views in a row where it hasn't had a satisfying ending.
Right.
Like, it may be more than that. I can't. I'm forgetting what the one before Bound for Glory was, but.
Who's rating the shows?
I think TNA is the one organization where more people stream than actually buy the pay-per-views. I'm sure there's a lot more than 10,000 people that probably stream. But they're not giving people a reason to pay for it, and it just keeps happening. It just makes you shake your head.
It's the same thing with you guys from comparing TNA and WCW. It's the same thing, but the common denominator there, other than the fact that it's the only other company other than WWE, is that the writing team, Bischoff, Hogan, that's who's running the ship right now in TNA, and they were running the ship in WCW back when their main events were horse shit and their undercards were phenomenal. And speaking of phenomenal shit, that's the guy who should be main eventing. To make it a phenomenal show. What are we talking about here? Like they got the right ingredients. They just don't mix it up and make the right recipe. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I mean they got the talent, and that's what gets frustrating. But and like Ryan was saying, the action on the pay-per-view was really good. So they got the talent to do it. They're creative is just out of control and just doing stupid stuff that is. It's pissing on their hardcore audience that's actually paying for it, because not many people are paying for it, and the ones that are, and then to do that to their fans, it's just not smart business.
Let's run it down from top to bottom, man. We'll go through each match, and then before I let you go, dude, at the end of the hour, I want to talk about Raw, and then the news, dude. The Ultimate Warrior and Kevin Nash. This is ridiculous, bro. And then Hogan's injected himself. I was telling Boone earlier, this is crazy, dude. And I want to know your thoughts on who will win a real fight, and then Matt Hardy too. We got to talk Matt Hardy because that's always, I don't know, it's entertaining. So they kicked off the pay-per-view. It was the X Division title match, right? It was Austin Aries, Jesse Sorensen, Kid Cash, and Zema Ion for the X Division title. This was really good, dude. Dives left and right to the outside. It was, and then the finisher, dude. Aries, I think it was it the middle rope or the top rope? Middle rope. God, when he hit. Yeah, that was that was a sick finish. Sick match and sick finish.
Almost makes you cringe because there's a lot of things that could go wrong with that, but it was an awesome match, I'd like to see them give a little more TV time to Austin Aries. You know, they kind of put him in all these multiple-person matchups all the time, but it's good to see him kind of like in a one-on-one feud, because those are the ones that really, get people more into.
They sell.
Man, dude, I tell you, Boone, all the time, there's a reason why I go to Ring of Honor. I used to go to Ring of Honor. I mean, I still go to Ring of Honor, all Ring of Honor shows in New York City. And, I remember the days of CM Punk in ROH, Daniel Bryan in ROH, Nigel McGuinness.
Bryan Danielson.
All right, there you go, Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor. All these Austin Aries in Ring of Honor. Austin Aries is Ring of Honor champion.
Austin Aries? Is it Austin Aries or Austin Aries?
Aries, right?
Aries. What is that? Is that my New York accent, dude? Is that what it is?
New York accent, I think.
Yeah.
It was the Aries. It's Austin Aries.
Well, anyways, I used to watch these guys in Ring of Honor, dude. So it's awesome to see. I mean, right now to see CM Punk and Daniel Bryan Danielson as WWE champions, that's crazy, dude. Because
that photo that you had me put up was awesome, of them together with the top prizes in the entire industry.
Yeah.
Those two motherfuckers, it's like that's a perfect picture because it's picturesque. It's like that's what it should be. This is wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is crazy, and it's just so crazy because I used to see him in Ring of Honor, dude, and now you see him at the top of WWE. I would have never thought Daniel Bryan. I still can't believe that. I still can't believe Daniel Bryan is world champion, dude. It's crazy, bro. He just doesn't have the look. You know what I mean, dude? I mean,
for weeks and weeks, you were predicting he was going to be the first guy to ever win Money in the Bank that would cash in and lose, and he's the world freaking champion.
Yeah, it's
probably
crazy.
Just to continue that streak too. I don't think they gave it to him because he deserved it. It was like, well, he won the fucking briefcase. We got to give him the belt. So.
Yeah, I think they're doing. Aren't they doing? There's a title rematch tonight. They set it up on Raw last night, right? It's Daniel Bryan and Big Show for the title tonight on SmackDown. So.
Right, and it looks like they're turning Bryan heel. So it looks like at least he'll. Even if he does drop the title soon, it looks like they're at least doing something with him. So.
Isn't it similar?
If he's turning heel, they got to keep the belt on him. There would be no reason to turn him heel and then take the title off him all at the same time. That wouldn't make any sense.
Right. No, I agree. But I mean, they've done that before, though. They did that with Christian when he was feuding with Randy Orton. You know, he
was a tweener too. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's kind of similar to what they're doing with Chris Jericho, dude, where, Daniel Bryan after the match is like, yeah, I won, blah, 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 and then you got Chris Jericho comes, yeah, you know what I mean? Crowd cheers him.
He's doing Lionheart. That's what he's doing. He's doing Lionheart, and he's slowly turning it heel. I don't know,
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
He's doing like, if you guys have ever watched Family Guy, you know where they do the stuff where, like, the baby will be puking, and then they keep doing it and it keeps going on for like 10, 15 minutes until so it starts off funny and then it gets old and then it gets back to funny again because it does it for so long.
Right.
Like, where's my money, man? Where he beats up the guy, the dog because he gambled with him or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they just keep going until it gets, until by the end you're just like, man, that was hilarious. And that's and Jericho, I think the stuff he's been doing has been just hilarious. I don't know if it's the most. It's going to be remembered down the line as a great return or anything, but he needs to come back as a heel, and he wants to turn the crowd against him. The easy way is just to talk down to the fans, and that's been done so many times. And the way he's doing it's creative. It hasn't really been done before. So
right.
It's one of the most creative things I've ever seen. Dare I say? We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
All right, let's get back to TNA Genesis. The second match on the pay-per-view card was the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, against Devon. You had Terrence and Terrell. They did a backstage segment before this, and they were, all dressed in sunglasses and flashiness and stuff like that. I guess they're good. I guess they're both training to be pro wrestlers. Devon's training them to
Do we know how old they are?
16.
Oh, 16. Okay.
Right. And then as for the match itself, dude, I mean, they blew off the feud. They've been hyping this feud up for the last, I don't know, month or 2 months on Impact, and it seemed like this was kind of the blow off. The Pope, basically what happened is, Pope had Devon down and told the kids to attack their father, and they wouldn't do it. And then Pope turned on them, and then it ended in a big hug fest at the end. You had Devon, and the two kids were back with Devon, and all is well in the world. You know what I mean, dude? So, but it was a good match for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised. But I'm so glad that this feud is done. I felt like it was just kind of corny, and I just feel like it hasn't done anything. He didn't do anything for me.
Well, and then, Devon's promos. I mean, Bully Ray, I think Bully Ray is one of the best promo cutters in the business right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's awesome, dude, every time you watch him. But Devon just doesn't have it, dude. So you had all these backstage segments, like, give me my sons back, blah, 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 blah. And it just came across as, like Roz said, corny, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, it was stupid. You had the third match was Gunner against Rob Van Dam. This ended, they were on the outside, and Gunner hit a DDT on RVD to the floor. And then immediately, EMTs, and they did a big injury angle. They put the neck brace on him and stretched him out of the arena. What do you think about this, Raj, with the rumors that, I mean, we know that Rob Van Dam's contract with TNA is up in 2 or 3 months, I think it is, right? 2 or 3 months?
In March, so it's coming up quick.
It's coming.
A month and a half.
It's coming up, and then they did the injury angle at the pay-per-view. What do you think as far as RVD is concerned? You think he may be having thoughts about going back to WWE?
I do, and it's been kind of a forgettable 2-year run that he's been there. It hasn't really done what his potential was. So.
He should have been the poster boy of the company.
Yeah, and he just hasn't seemed motivated. I mean, especially in the last year, he just, looks like he's been kind of just, going through doing his job and leaving, and just his heart hasn't seemed into it. So I don't know if it's age or if it's just that he's just bored, and maybe WWE would, bring that spark back. But
so
he hasn't looked like himself in a while.
So let me ask you this: if he returns to WWE, how much money in fines does he rack up? For weed, for marijuana. Who knows?
Yeah, now that they're busting for synthetic stuff too. I mean.
No, he's fucked, man. If he goes back, he's screwed. He's screwed. So
it'll be a short run, but when he goes back.
They what was the next match? It was the Knockouts title, right? It was Gail Kim and Mickie James. They did a segment earlier in the show. It was
oh my God.
Velvet. What's the matter? Oh my God, what?
That segment.
Oh, with Sting.
With Gail Kim or not Gail Kim.
Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky.
Yeah, Velvet Sky.
Yeah, they did a segment, dude. They never said what it was. It was basically, they did an angle earlier in the day on TNAWrestling.com or ImpactWrestling.com, and Velvet Sky had arrived at the arena and said that she wanted to talk to Sting, and then they did the backstage segment, and Velvet said she had a great idea, and they never really announced what it was, but Sting said, I love it, and then when it came time for the match, there was a cage out there, and before the match, Madison Rayne came out alongside Gail Kim and didn't want to get in the cage, and Velvet Sky came out, threw her in the cage, and then the cage got lifted up above the ring, and then they had the match. The match itself, dude, I don't know, dude, something with it. I mean, on paper, Gail Kim versus Mickie James should be good, dude, but something doesn't click, man. Something's not clicking there.
Yeah, you would think that's the best women's match that they have to offer. I'm surprised that they did it so soon.
Right.
It was just kind of they didn't gel in the ring, which is surprising because they're both really good. They both know each other very well.
And then the finish too, dude. You know what I mean? I mean where they dropped the brass of Madison Rayne through the brass knucks down, and then they fell out of the ring, and then she had to throw another one. It was all fucked up,
Yeah, and then again you have two TNA title matches ending in a DQ on the same pay-per-view, so they didn't do themselves any favors with the finish, and then they screwed up the finish too. So I don't know, it definitely didn't live up to what it could have been.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That was another title match that ended in a DQ, like Roz just said. I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, it's crazy, dude. People pay money to see feuds. People pay money for a pay-per-view to see feuds end, well, not necessarily end, but I guess kind of culminate or further a storyline, but don't end on a DQ, especially if it's a title match. You know what I mean?
It's a simple problem. It's the creative. They overthink.
Right.
Keep it simple, man. Simple works best.
2 + 2 always equals 4.
I hate saying this every time, but man, they just need to cut down to like 4 pay-per-views a year. There's just no sense in what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, business-wise, I don't know how that works for their model. It might be better. They might get more buys, make more money, but they probably make more money doing the pay-per-views doing now. But I'm saying as far as the creative of the finishes, it's simple. They just overthink everything. Like, we got to come up with a creative finish. We don't want 8 matches that end with a pin. You know, why not?
Right.
The fans are not fucking there's not a score. There's not a tally chart. There's not a scorecard. They're just looking at the damn show as a product. Show me the culmination of these goddamn programs you built up, and I'm watching them. That's it. It's not like, oh, where are they going with this? Oh, how are they going to end? It's not a cliffhanger. It's not fucking sitcom TV writing. There's no need for it. They overthink. That's it.
Right, and Vince Russo, he's kind of always been like that. He likes to get too cute, and he always likes to think he's above the audience. You know, he doesn't want to be predictable, but in doing that, you lose a lot of just common sense in your angles, and you do stuff that just makes no sense. Yeah, you didn't see it coming, but it was just dumb, and it turns you off as opposed to, being something creative.
Yeah. What was next? We had the Monsters Ball match. Yo, listen, I'm an old school ECW fan. Used to go to ECW shows.
Used to break light bulbs over your face.
We used to do crazy shit back in the day, dude. We were teenagers.
Jump off a balcony.
We were teenagers, dude. We did some stupid shit, no doubt. But this, I mean, take it from me, somebody that used to attend, that loves hardcore matches. This was awesome, man. This was, I mean,
it was barbaric too.
Yeah.
Completely.
They literally, dude. They had the barbed wire in there. They had barbed wire boards and barbed wire Janice, everything. This was awesome, dude. I mean, this and the X Division title match were by far the two best matches on the Genesis pay-per-view. They pulled out all the stops here. It was just basically, there was one spot where Abyss was on one board covered in wire, and then there was another board covered in wire over the top of him, and Bully Ray come off the top rope. Oh, it was nasty, dude. We actually put up the photos, Boone, and it was crazy, man. With Abyss's arm.
His arm got fucking destroyed in that match.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. So what'd you think, Raj, as far as Monsters Ball?
Man, I actually got a call during that match. I have it on my DVR. I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, go back and watch that, dude. Yeah, go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's always one of those things. Once TNA has been sitting on my DVR after like the third day, then I'm just like, maybe. If you guys say it's that good, I'll check it out.
No, it was a really good match. If you like hardcore wrestling matches,
if you like hardcore wrestling, it fulfills your appetite. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. What was next? We had the tag team titles, right? It was Matt Morgan and Crimson against Samoa Joe and Magnus. God, poor Samoa Joe, dude. This is a guy in TNA that that this dude. This is another dude from Ring of Honor that I used to go down and see, right? I mean, all these guys, man. But Samoa Joe can cut one hell of a promo, dude, and could be a main eventer. And here he is tagging with Magnus. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's definitely pissed off the wrong people. I mean, and it's weird because I thought, maybe it was something like his contract was coming up and he wasn't re-signing, but he's still got a decent amount of time on his contract, so it's really just having heat with the wrong people and getting buried.
There was a.
You like Samoa Joe promos? I'm gonna try and do a Samoa Joe promo right now.
Oh, jeez. Here we go, dude. Let him go. Let him go.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
You cut me off. The audience, if they were chanting something, I'd have to roll with it.
Well, listen, it's going to be corny. It's going to be cheesy, dude, but you're still going to do it anyway, so do it.
Absolutely. Because I'm setting up a break on Tuesday, January 10th. Yeah, I'm going to go take a piss. I'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, that was horrible. Goodbye, dude. Goodbye. Take your time coming back, too, bro. All right. There was an awesome chant, Raj. Boy, it's quiet with Boone going, isn't it, dude? You don't hear him breathing. It's quiet. It's nice, right?
Yeah. It is a lot quieter.
Right? Dude, there was an awesome chant here, dude. Half the crowd was chanting, "We want Morgan," and the other half is chanting, "No, we don't," towards the end of the match, dude. That was awesome, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been trying to do something with these two guys for a long time, and fans aren't buying it. I think they got to reevaluate it at some point. But
right.
They keep pushing them down the fans' throats.
How about
the match? I only caught the end of the match, but.
Well, you know what happened, dude. You know what happened, dude? They shot backstage, and like during the middle of the match or towards the end of the match, they shot backstage, and they had Abyss and Bully Ray who were still brawling. So it kind of took away. I mean, it was like, whoa, there's a match in progress right now, and everybody's focused on what's going on backstage. You know what I mean? So it really took away. And once again, dude, it was a TNA title match, dude. It was just tag team titles. You know, you've got your tag team, you've got your tag team titles on the line, dude, and you're shooting backstage to a match that already happened. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Then what was next, dude? We had Kurt Angle and James Storm. This was good, but the crowd was dead. I mean, it was like they had lost the crowd at this point, you know, and this is your co-main event, and the crowd is gone. You know?
Yeah, I was surprised. The crowd was so quiet because, first it's Angle, and then James Storm has been doing a great job. I feel like over the last like 3-4 months.
Right.
And the crowd has seemed into him and everything. So I think part of it is again doing pay-per-views at the Impact Zone.
Right.
They really should move it around, and it goes back to the whole thing about if it's financially feasible or not.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think the crowd just seemed bored from that point on.
Yeah, it really was. And not only that, dude, but they did another finish during the Angle Storm match. Earl Hebner got involved, and Angle tried to use Hebner, and Storm went for a kick, and then with Hebner out of position, Angle hit a low blow, or no, it was a Angle kicked Storm, and then kicked him in the head and got the pin. Hebner turned around and counted the pin. But it was just like the crowd was dead, and they hated the finish of this too. And then you went into the main event. I mean, that was your co-main event. And then you go into your main event, Bobby Roode and Jeff Hardy, and we all know what happened there with another DQ finish. I mean, but the wrestling, dude. I mean, the wrestling on the card, like the X Division title match, the Monsters Ball, even the tag team title match was good for what it was until they shot away from it and went backstage. All the wrestling was fine, dude. It was just the finishes.
Right, and Hardy looked good too. I mean, he's been injured. They've been kind of protecting him. On Impact for the last month or so, but he looked good, man. He did a really good job. I mean, I like that feud with Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode.
Right. Let me
I just think that.
No, go ahead.
I just think they did it too soon. They should have had more build-up for it, and they should. And if you do 3 TNA pay-per-views in a row where you have clean finishes and just awesome wrestling, and cut out all the rest of the cutesy booking, and just straightforward good wrestling, I'm telling you their numbers will go up.
Right.
But doing stuff like this, it's just drawing away fans, and they can't they need to get off pay-per-view, because I can't see, Boone was saying earlier about their financial model. I don't see how they're making money right now with pay-per-views.
They
doing
can't
8,000 to 10,000 buys.
Yeah, there's no way. And not only that, dude, but you have 1.4 million or something like that watch Impact every single week, and here you are drawing 8,000 out of 1.4 million. You're drawing 8,000, dude. I understand WWE draws millions and millions, but and they only draw 160,000, 200,000.
Yeah, but by that conversion rate, if you triple TNA's Impact rating for WWE's TV ratings, it's still WWE's pay-per-view conversion rate is better.
Right.
So TNA's doing something wrong.
They get a lot more.
Right. And let me just say one thing. I went to a TNA house show. I went to a TNA house show, Raj, a couple weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I mean, it was the most fan-friendly event that I've ever been to, dude. They lined everybody up, and if you bought merchandise, you can get an autograph with Kurt Angle. You can go backstage. You can meet Jeff Hardy, and then after the show went off the air, everybody can go and pay $20, and it's like. It's not $20 per person. You can have 60 you guys that pay $20, and all 60 you guys go in the ring and get your picture taken. And I had Roman there. Roman's a little 3-year-old that lives with me at my house. It's actually my sister's boyfriend. I went with him and Roman, and after it was over, you know, he loves Jeff Hardy, just loves Jeff Hardy, and I went down there with him, and we stood in line and got in the ring, and let me just say this, Jeff Hardy is, I mean, it is a complete turnaround. I mean, he talked, he was like, hey, what's going on, buddy, blah, 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 and he's just, you can tell that he's clean, he looks much better. He doesn't slur his words. He's clean. And I know a lot of people are going to find that hard to believe, but
Color me skeptical, brother.
Color you skeptical, man. But I'm telling you, I was face to face with him, and he looked.
He might have been clean then, sure. I'm saying, but you say he's gonna be clean. I don't know about all that.
Listen, it's all about giving people a second chance, dude. And
benefit of the doubt, yeah.
Right, and he looked good when I was standing right next to him, dude, and he looked fine. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, and that I hope so, because a clean Jeff Hardy is someone that TNA can really, you know, build a company around. You know, he's popular. He's got natural charisma. The fans, you know, when they turned him heel, the fans still wanted to cheer him. It was like when they turned Steve Austin heel. There's, you know, nobody, you know, it was kind of going against what the fans wanted.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I hope, you know, I hope he keeps his shit together and you know, and stays clean and has a good run.
I think he's got it together now. One other note from the house show: as soon as they actually did James Storm versus Kurt Angle at the house show I went to, which was on the pay-per-view, and then the main event was Jeff Hardy and Robert Roode. After the match was over, somebody brought out, you know, a bag of ice, and Hardy was icing his back during the. Everybody knows that Hardy's got back issues. We put that up on the website, but they were icing his back, and the fact that he's still going out and he's working live events with a back problem, you know, knowing that he's one of their top stars, you've got to give the guy props, you know. So, all right, let's transition real quick, because we got about 13 minutes before we got to take the commercial break. Monday Night Raw from last night, man. It was kind of the Kane show. The Kane show, the Zack Ryder show was on there a lot. Brodus Clay was on there, right? Kane comes out. What'd you think of Kane's promo to kick off the show? Raj, Boone?
I thought, I personally think Kane shouldn't even be talking. You know, like every time he talks, it just, you know, you're trying to be, you know, make him a monster, and then he's cutting these 5-minute promos, and you know, very eloquent and everything. So I feel like he's not be talking. If anything, have a manager. And then the cheesy horror stuff. It was like, you know, like it was like a C-grade horror movie. And Zack Ryder was not playing. You know, he wasn't playing that part well. You know, the scared boyfriend, and it was one of those that I watched it and I was entertained, but I found it corny as hell and was glad that I wasn't watching it with anybody.
Yeah, because you get those, you get listen. Wait.
Things right there that makes the most sense he's made. It's not that you haven't been making sense. You just fucking goddamn perfectly nailed everything right there.
Listen.
Douche Chill Central. Every time Kane opens his mouth, it's Douche Chill Central. The cheesy horror movie shit, it's stupid. If anybody was with me while I'm watching it, I'd feel like the biggest jackass in the world.
Now listen. Wait a minute. You're 20-something, Boone. I'm 31, okay? Roz is in his 30s, all right? A 3-year-old, okay? A 3-year-old that I had... No, wait a minute. Listen. Hear me out there. Jim came in here earlier today and he said, "Hey, how can I watch Raw last night with Roman?" And I said to him, "You can go."
What's a Jim?
It's a dude that lives in my house, dude. It's my sister.
Jim is. What are you talking about?
I just brought it up. It's my sister's boyfriend, man. We went to the TNA show together. Blah 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 blah. Did you not hear that? Anyway.
You didn't say his name, but go ahead.
All right. Anyway, so he said, "How can I watch Raw?" And I said, "Go to YouTube.com/WWE," and they got all the videos right there. All right. He was watching it just a couple hours ago, 2-3 hours ago. He was watching Raw and the Kane stuff. And he was scared. Listen, he was scared, dude. So listen, the point I'm trying to make, he was scared, dude. Kane's yelling, Kane's screaming into a microphone, rise above the hate or embrace the hate, blah 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 blah. Right? He was scared, dude. And listen, WWE caters to kids. We're in our 30s. You're in your 20s, Boone. But you gotta remember, even when I went to the TNA house show, it was an arena full of families that brought their little kids and stuff like that. It's corny to us. I understand that. But the future, people like Roman, the future of the business, the people that are going to grow into this sort of stuff, and eventually they're going to become our age and they're going to say, oh shit, this was corny. But for right now, they eat this stuff up. That was scary to him last night. You know what I mean?
You gotta let me talk for a second now, because now you're insulting me. You asked me what I thought of it. Obviously, I understand the demographic they're trying to touch and why they do that kind of stuff. I understand why Cena's the top guy instead of CM Punk. I understand everything. You asked me what I thought of Kane's promo. I thought it was douche chill central. It was stupid, fucking retarded. That's what I thought. But I understand kids might like it. Hell yeah. It's perfect.
And listen,
wrestling too, that kind of stuff. Look back at 1980s
Undertaker back in the day.
Who is the future of WWE? Okay? When we grow old and we get tired of WWE, right? Who is the next generation of people that are going to watch WWE and keep the product around, right? It's going to be little kids like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, dude.
They're doing great business.
Right. So you need to do this sort of stuff. Although we come on here and we bitch about it, the point I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to insult nobody. The point I'm trying to make is they have to do this stuff because some of it does sell to the younger generation.
If your question was, Boone, should they do this kind of stuff?
I don't know if I agree with that either, man. Like, even as a kid, the stuff I remember most is stuff like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
Yeah, but bro,
like that.
we
not the corny, the really corny.
I know, but
angles.
But we grew up in the Attitude Era,
King
bro.
Raku and
Bro, we grew up in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. We the ding dongs in WCW.
Of course.
The corny stuff has its place, but
on top,
it's an unfair comparison. We grew up in the 80s in the Attitude Era, right? That was the booming generation. I mean, Steve Austin would drive.
Man, late 90s was the Attitude Era. The 80s.
That was the Attitude Era. Late 80s, we grew up with all the. What's happening right now is the late 80s. It's the same thing. There's no difference. It's cheesy. It's corny. It's catered towards kids. It sucks for people like us in my 20s, as you say, in y'all's 30s.
Right. I hear you. I listen. I'm just trying to stick up for the 3-year-olds. Is basically what I'm trying to do. You fucking assholes. No. Anyways, go ahead, Raj, and then we'll just run down Raw Real. I mean, there's not. We'll just go through the major segments. The parking lot stuff. But whatever.
I think, but even if you are building towards kids, I still think having Kane talk so much is a mistake. He shouldn't be cutting promos and.
Right.
He should just be a crazy monster,
Well, as Boone said, douche chills too. When Kane talks,
douche. But I would disagree with Roger in that respect. If you are catering towards kids, then let Kane talk, because kids would probably eat that shit up. But I mean, what do I know? We got to talk about Jericho too. If you're gonna run down Raw, I know a lot of the other stuff was more important. Jericho is the thing that the hardcore fans are really attached to.
All right, we'll skip around. Basically, the opening segment was Kane cutting a promo. Right, Cena comes out and they immediately start fighting. They brawl to the back to the parking lot, and then Kane disappears. And then throughout the course of the night, you had like Zack Ryder in the bathroom brushing his teeth, and Kane popped up in the mirror. You had random Kane segments where Kane would just Kane would stand behind people and he would just be there, right? So anyways, then
did you guys notice that Zack Ryder was booed every time they showed him?
Was he?
Where were they?
Every time they cut to the back. Where were they? It was in Texas. I'm forgetting which.
They were Tyler, Texas during the weekend.
No, it's they were in Corpus Christi last night.
Corpus Christi, yes.
Right. No, I didn't notice that. He was booed, huh?
I didn't either.
Yeah. Yeah, every time they would show him. It wasn't like overwhelming boos, but he wasn't getting.
According to the chat room, they were chanting woo, 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 not boo.
That could be. I just think they're kind of dropping the ball on him a little bit and not striking when the iron's hot right now.
Well, not only that, dude, but they put him in a corny feud with Eve. You know what I mean? I mean, he's kind of a corny character, anyways, dude. But now he's in that storyline with Eve, so who knows where that's gonna go? I would assume next week we're gonna have video footage from the date or something like that, or something. I don't know. Eventually, they'll go on a date and we'll have footage.
All right.
Well, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be next week because Raw ended last night. Kane chokeslammed Ryder off onto the grates below,
right.
And then Raw ended. But eventually, I mean, we'll see.
They're definitely using him wrong, no matter how you slice it, though. I mean, clearly the guy's over, despite their intentions in the creative. I mean, he got over on his own, and they're not going with it. They're going against the grain, like Raj talked about earlier with I don't even remember who, but yeah, they're going against the grain, and that's not good. You go with it.
All right, before we get to Jericho, let's talk about Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay debuted.
Wow.
Brodus Clay debuted last night on Monday Night Raw, dude.
Come to me first. Go to me before Raj on this one. 'Cause I gotta give Raj credit.
All right, no
give
doubt.
props.
All right, the Funkasaurus debuts, right? I gotta admit, dude, when I first saw it, I said, "You have got to be fucking kidding me, dude." And by the end of the segment, I loved it, dude. I love it. I love the gimmick. I mean, no, wait a minute. I know that they could use this dude as a monster, dude. He could be a force. He could probably be a new main eventer, right? You could push this guy. He's kind of a little bit overweight, I guess you could say, right? But listen, he could be a monster, all right? By the time this was over, I thought, all right, I kind of like it, dude. I kind of like it. Boom.
It reminded me of the Oddities when they did the Cabbage Patch dance and all that shit. It was Douche Central again. It was a different flavor of douche, but it was the same Douche Central we were talking about earlier. It was Douche Chills galore. But Raj brought up something fucking perfect in the chat earlier. He said it reminded me of Flash Funk's entrance. And it was the same damn thing. The goofy ass, and also like the Great Khali, like they were doing on SmackDown recently. I think it's because he was complaining about wanting to getting on TV. And finally, they were like, "Oh, you want to keep complaining? Now you're on TV. Go do this." And they gave him something stupid to do. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I had heard it. I think I told you guys last time. I had heard a while ago from a guy in FCW that Brodus had some heat for wanting to be this badass before he'd even, really debuted. And I don't know if this was kind of their response, but I kind of agree with Ryan. By the end of it, I found it entertaining. But when he first came out, oh man, what are they doing? They're really punishing this guy.
Yo, listen. When the match,
clearly they're punishing him. Come on.
Listen, when the match
when he was in the ring and when he was talking and and doing his mannerisms, I thought he did it really well.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Wait. When he was in there, dude, and he hit a slam or something like that, dude, and then the camera kind of zoomed in and he goes, "Oh, my bad, dude," or "My bad, man," or something like that. Come on, bro, you didn't laugh at that? That was funny, dude.
That's what's called making the best of a bad situation. He made it work, but they're still punishing him. I mean, come on, there's no debating that they're punishing him.
Yeah, of course they're punishing him. Go ahead, Rush.
But at the same time, he pulled it off, and it makes him way more memorable than if they would have made it in this badass, because they already have that with Mark Henry. And, kind of doing that same character, I don't know how effective it would be when you're doing it with Mark Henry, and Henry's bigger and, legit.
Do you guys
one of the world's strongest guys.
Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago those video packages, the vignettes that they were playing for Brodus Clay? And it was like this big monster is going to debut, and then all of a sudden the Funkasaurus. I mean, if that's
the same writing thing, they keep changing it. Like, pretend like we didn't do that, please. And also, before you get going again, let me just say one thing. Turkey list of 2012, Brodus Clay, get ready.
You think they'll do that again, dude? Oh man,
if they do it, he's got him. And let's say they do it in 2021, by like when they recall old shit like Big Vito and all that. He's making that list.
I don't think they're gonna do it. They actually they pulled the list, dude. After they got all that flack from Vito and who else? Who was the
after Vito realized he could probably turn it into some media appearances. They pulled the list.
Who else? What was the other dude that threw a fit? Kazarni. That's who it was. He made that video and was all pissed off about it. So the Funkasaurus debuts, and then Chris Jericho. Last thing before we go to the commercial break, Chris Jericho came out and pretty much did the exact same thing, except for there was some fake crying involved last night on Raw. I'll give my thoughts and then let you guys comment. I like it, man. I mean, listen, if they're going to do this feud, if they're going to do a CM Punk versus Chris Jericho feud, and that's going to be gold, by the way, if they do that. Imagine the mic work and even, I mean, the match itself, Chris Jericho and CM Punk at WrestleMania. Are you serious?
Good.
It's all good, man. But listen, WrestleMania is also months away, man. We're looking ahead to April. So this is an example. I mean, WWE often rushes storylines, right? They could have pulled out Chris Jericho back last week, had him cut the promo. We were talking about it last week. Bring Chris Jericho back, have him come out, cut the promo. Then it's old news, dude. But if you spread it out and you make people wonder, why is Jericho here? What is he doing?
Yeah.
And eventually when he
Correct.
Right? Eventually when he says, I mean, people want to hear him talk, and eventually that's going to happen, but you play it out over the course of a few weeks. It generated a ton of interest from the net fan base, from, all of us on the websites, everybody here. We're all still wondering what he's going to say, and that's good for business, man. It keeps people interested. Right?
Let me give you the split reaction to it.
Right.
The live crowd, I apologize if you bought a ticket for Chris Jericho, because, it's the second week, he's definitely talking, I got to go. I apologize. But as far as creatively speaking, just like my colleague Ryan Clark just said, it's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant because WrestleMania is a ways away. Even though Jericho HBK lasted forever, they had the wife to play off of, etc. This is a way of what's the word? Something longing. Prolonging the fucking the build, but keeping it fresh the whole time, keeping everybody on. Let me put you this way: I download Raw for this show every. Do you think I give a crap about Raw? No, I download it for this radio show, and the only thing I get excited about is CM Punk stuff, which lately is getting so. That's a whole other story. But the Jericho thing the last 2 weeks, I can tell you, where do I skip to when I get Raw downloaded on VLC Media Player? I skip to Jericho's segment. I want to see what he's doing. And even though it was the same exact thing plus crying this week, when it was done, I was like, brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Raj, your take.
I agree. I thought the first week was hilarious. I thought the crying, people were saying it was a bad acting job. It was supposed to be.
Exactly.
And yeah, it was hilarious. I thought Jericho was gold, and my wife, I only show her stuff on wrestling every now and then. Like I showed her The Rock's return. I showed her CM Punk's promo last summer, but I showed her the 2 Jericho segments, and she thought it was hilarious too.
Yeah.
At first she didn't get the first week, and then as it went on, you kind of got it. And yeah, I think there's a lot of ways they can go with it. But yeah, it keeps you guessing. I have no idea exactly where they're going to go. My gut would be that he keeps doing this for a couple more weeks, and then Punk comes out and tells them to
confront him.
Yeah.
But the other thing, Raj, did you show your wife the backstage interview that Jericho did with WZROnline.com where he's walking in the hallway and he stops and just lights his lights? My girl laughed at that like you wouldn't believe. She's like, that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and it's just so creative. It's like I said, his return was going to get a big pop anyway, and it was going to be hard to turn heel. And the way he's doing it, and turning himself heel without going the traditional heel route of ripping on the crowd and making fun of the hometown, I think it's genius.
Raj, one last thing before I let you go, dude, and it can be a 1 or 2 word answer, right? Who wins the fight? The Ultimate Warrior versus Kevin Nash. Real life fight. Who wins the fight? Ultimate Warrior or Nash?
Man. I'd have to go with Nash.
Nash? Really? Everybody's picking Nash, man. It's crazy. Listen, Ultimate Warrior, all right, you see these videos come out, but then we'll come back and we'll talk about this, right? All right, you see these video comes out, and Warrior's like, he's got a gym in back of him, dude, and he looks like he just worked out. I think Warrior is jacked, right? You get Warrior there, you get Kevin Nash there. Warrior kicks him in the fucking knee, dude. Nash goes down, and Warrior destroys him, dude. All you gotta do is take out Nash's knees, and it's done. It's over. And everybody.
Raj, I wish you were here for hour 2 so we could explain to Ryan the symmetrics of mixed martial arts, because that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Kevin Nash, we kick his ass. I don't care how jacked Warrior is. You can kick him in his knee 100 times. He might fall down 100 times, but guess what? So did Nate Diaz against Donald Cerrone, and guess what happened in that fight? Diaz whooped his motherfucking ass, dude. You don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, you take out Kevin Nash.
To do an effective leg kick, you got to be training for a while. Warrior's not going to be doing effective leg kicks, and I think in the street fight, Nash would take him.
Oh, man.
Warrior's jacked up, but you see that all the time in MMA. Being jacked up doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it would be monstrous roid rage versus monstrous roid rage, and Nash, this is more, so Nash wins. That's pretty much the long and short of it, if you will.
You guys.
Right, and Nash had that locker room altercation with Roddy Piper way back in the day, and
smacked him in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, Piper is a legit boxer, has boxing experience, and Nash's size is enough to overcome Piper's boxing skill, and would be enough to overcome Warrior's. I mean, I don't even know what strength Warrior has other than being jacked up. So.
Listen, I watched Nash in a W. Look, I'll end it like this. Listen, Warrior would fuck Nash up. I'm telling you.
Dude, you're not ending it on that. We're going, when Raj is hanging up, we're going back an hour 2 on this because I got a whole lot more to say. Stay tuned.
All right, we got to get out of here. You guys are crazy, man. You're crazy. Raj Giri, it's always fun, dude. We'll see you January 31st, right? That'll be Tuesday, January 31st. All right, buddy?
All right, guys. You guys take care.
All right, check out WrestlingInc.com. Raj Giri, the owner of WrestlingInc.com. We're going to take a commercial. Yeah, real good, man. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back. We're going to play the Hall of Fame videos for you guys. Edge, WWE Hall of Fame, and Four Horsemen Hall of Fame. Here we go. We're going to the break. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. Right after this. Right after this. Right after this. And, of course, the YouTube video. Hey, we'll be back.
I don't know if I've ever been around anyone that had more passion for what they do for a living.
A kid who grew up watching WWE, loving WWE, one day hoping to live and realize his dream.
You think you know me, you think you know me.
I think Edge overall raised the bar for all the guys and gals in the back.
I can't honestly say that if it wasn't for people taking the chance on him, that those same people would be taking a chance with me. You could put his accomplishments up against anybody. It stands right up there with the best.
Edge not only has it, he's brilliant. He's the Einstein of our business.
Would you yell it from the
And congratulations to Edge, the first inductee into the 2012 WWE Hall of Fame. The rated R superstar, the master manipulator. Edge is going where he belongs. The Hall of Fame, the night before WrestleMania.
One symbol of excellence. 2 decades of prominence. 3 indelible words.
diamonds are forever?
4 unforgettable superstars.
And so are the Four Horsemen, yeah! You have got the Four Horsemen, J.J. Dillon, Ric Flair, Anderson, Blanchard, Barry Windham, the studs in professional wrestling.
They all were very tight. They did hang around each other. They were real friends. They were living that lifestyle. They were wrestling and stealing the show.
The Four Horsemen is not just an idea. It's a theme, it's a state of being, it's a state of mind.
Arn Anderson was the enforcer of the group, by far the toughest member of the Four Horsemen.
I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to blow our own horn, but toot, toot.
Arn never quite got credit for the amazing talent that he was in this industry.
And for all you people out there that have ever bought a ticket to see Arn Anderson wrestle, I gave you everything I had.
If I was trying to describe Ric Flair to somebody who didn't know him, I'd say, where have you been for the last 30 years, under a rock?
It is so hard to be humble.
30 years under a rock.
It is so hard to be humble when you're looking like Ric Flair. Tully Blanchard.
Oh, we're just gonna have to come back right now, throw my headset on, and bring it back. I don't even know if we have Matt Boone here.
Of course you do.
Man, you know what?
I'm a professional.
Well, you know what, dude? The one time I wanted to play videos, I mean, I had a problem going to the break. You muted your phone before we went, but YouTube is extremely slow right now, and
is it really?
is not.
You had it queued up and paused, so it was already downloaded.
I had it queued up and paused because it was already downloaded, so that it would just roll through. And the second one is cutting me off, you know, halfway through. So we're just gonna kill the break, and here we are.
Well, here we are, so it doesn't matter.
I know.
4 horsemen are going in.
We cut the 4 horsemen off too, man. Ouch.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad. We're gonna. Fucking Freddy Krueger's gonna get us tonight, man. Like we just screwed up.
Yeah, we kind of screwed up there, man. That's I don't. It's YouTube's fault, man. It's not me. It's live radio. You know what I'm saying?
You blame YouTube. You live. I mean, we live. YouTube. What are you gonna do?
Well, a little Boone drunk.
Oh my God, dude, you have no idea. I'm not. Am I here right now? Can you hear me? Hello, testing.
I get. Listen, hey, you know what the funny thing is, dude? Is like.
I know you can hear me. Shit.
Well, I hear you cut me off left and right, but that's another story.
But you deal with it. The other person would.
I try to deal with it. It's very annoying. Listen, you know how when people get drunk, right? Let me speak here for a second. When people get drunk, they just blah 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 blah, and they cut people off and this, that, and the other thing. But I'm so used to dealing with it for, you know, on a weekly basis here on Tuesday night, where you just continue blah 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 blah, and then the following morning we wake up. Did I do WZR Radio last night, dude? Did I do that?
Have I ever said that once in my life?
No, but you say, wow, did I say that? Or wow, you just said it a couple minutes.
I don't recall saying anything like that either.
Okay.
And I am going to
all
roll with it.
But wait a minute.
That all sounds false to me.
But wait a minute. You can admit when you wake up the next.
Last week I said one very, very dumb thing, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
Yes, sir. You can admit though, you wake up the following morning and you don't remember a goddamn thing you said on here on Tuesday night. You don't remember anything.
That's not true. That's not true. I remember shit I said last week. It's that, do I care if I said something that was not maybe so well received? Not so much. If I believe in my head and in my heart, like, wait a minute, I know what I was saying and why I was saying it, and I see it. The best part about this show is the chat room, which you can get to by going to, because you haven't done fucking plugs once tonight, I don't think. The best part of the show is the chat room, which you can access by logging onto your internet web browser and typing in the following letters: www.WZROnline.com. There's hundreds of people, just like me and you. We're all friends. We're all family. It's called the WZR Army for a reason, folks. Get your ass in there, WZROnline.com/chat. And, you get the instant feedback. It's beautiful. So I know what the people are thinking while I'm talking. And you can yell at me after the show or say whatever you want. I know what the people want. So I continue to give the people what they want, even if it makes you mad. I can get yelled at a couple times. It's no big deal. Yeah. I know the people like me, which means I know you're going to keep me, which means everything's gravy. Mashed potatoes. Well,
I've given up on yelling at you after shows because this has become normal Boone, a very shit-faced Boone on Tuesday nights. It's become.
They used to beg me to get drunk. I'm sorry. You're right.
Well, it's become the norm now. But they didn't beg you to become an alcoholic and drink on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I think...
No, they didn't do that. They begged me to drink on Tuesdays. But guess what? Yes, for one thing, and it might happen a couple other times. I don't know. Hey, go make purple your favorite color on Tuesday night. So wait a minute, it's Wednesday, but I want to wear my purple shirt because I like that color. What are you going to tell me? I don't know.
What's this, Luigi Macaroni in the chat room? I find you annoying, Boone. Don't you, dude?
I love how you pick out the one fucking thing.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We're back. I reset my box, and we'll see if that fixes the issue. If that didn't fix the issue, then we'll see what happens. I reset the internet box, and we'll take it from there. I'm gonna get Boone back on the line here in just a second, and we'll go from there. So I apologize for that. I think it's the box. I think it's Roadrunner. If it's not on Roadrunner, then it's gonna be. It'll be on Justin TV, which is the stream that we use. But anyways, we're good. Matt Boone, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? We stream everything, so the 3 minutes you missed, you get back. And I said one pretty goddamn entertaining thing. Let's do a little slow build up here because people are still coming back in. Let's take our time. We can go long if we do. I'm sure you can hang around. I can hang around. They're in the Midwest tonight. You said, let me restart the stream. Turn it off, turn it back on. I said, all right, well, in case anybody can still hear us, big-ass titties, there's something entertaining for you. I thought that was a good line, so I wanted to repeat that. Continue.
What'd you say, big-ass titties, what?
That was it. I said, big-ass titties, there's something entertaining for you, so.
Big-ass titties, get out of here. Well, anyway.
In case they can still hear us, I had to entertain them. I'm like, well, I don't know what to say. Big-ass titties, there's something entertaining for you.
Well, Tiffany Titty Tuesdays is not here today for
she's not.
For unknown reasons. You get in a big fight with her, Boone?
No, there's no unknown reasons. I already explained earlier in the night. Did I get in a big fight with her? You want me to tell a good story? Because she's not here, I can tell it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Screaming in each other's faces the other night. I kicked her out of my house. It was a whole fucking thing, dude. And we fight like a married couple. It's violent. It's very loud. Like, Mike came out of his room, my brother Mike, and he came in my room twice. He came in my room twice. I said, Mike, you're asking me to fucking room. I'm fine. Get out of my face. You know, I had to, kind of talk to him a little bit.
No, wait. You just brought up, you said it gets violent.
It doesn't get violent. It sounds violent. Like, if you're a person that gets, because I know some people, like Tiffany, she's queasy, her stomach gets queasy with violence, like, she doesn't like it. The one time I beat the shit out of this guy once, she was there, and as soon as we got home, she puked. Like, she doesn't like violence. So it gets violent in the sense that if you're watching it, it comes off as violent because it's very aggressive, it's very loud, and it's very drunken people just going at it.
So let's run it down. Let's be real for a second. Let's run it down, right?
You've got to.
Anything
you want. I want one thing.
Now wait a minute. We clearly have a drinking problem. All right, we clearly have a drinking problem. We established that.
We'll accept that, I guess.
We'll accept that.
And now, it's a little deeper than drinking, but we'll call it a drinking problem. Go ahead.
And now we have a vital. We've got a.
Oh, I can't say that anymore. All right, go ahead.
We've got.
That's the problem. Yes.
We've got a relationship that is, not good. You're not doing good, man. I'll tell you, you're not doing good, Boone.
No, I'm not doing good. No.
No.
I'm like a life intervention on the air. That's bad. I don't want to do that because you might get me crying on the air, and I don't want to do that.
Well, we're not going to listen to it.
No, it's ratings, though. I mean, it's entertaining fucking radio. People will love it if I did.
You poor man. Oh, what are you going to do? Anyway.
Things are fine right now. You asked me about the fight the other day, and it was brutal, and it was something else. You know what I mean? So
let's talk.
Boone's whip. Brizzle said Boone's whip. I hope the fuck that guy doesn't think that, because that could not be further from the truth. It's quite the opposite.
So, check it out. Let's talk about fights, right? We got 3 fights to tell, 4 fights to talk about, right? Boone versus...
we talk about Match Warrior.
Well, hold on. We got 4 fights to talk about. Boone versus Clark.
Right, cool.
Boone versus Clark. We already know, dude. Whatever, dude. We've already established that. Whoop your ass, dude. That's
clearly Boone wins.
Clearly Clark wins.
Clearly Boone has already won. That fight's happened, and not only was there a rematch, there was about 50 rematches, and Boone won all of them.
Oh Jesus, dude. Listen to him. Are you serious right now, man? All right.
Am I serious? Are you dude? Well, I was just very honest right now. I just had a deep, reflecting, honest moment. You want to be honest with the fans and tell them that you can't take me? Keeping the hyperbole going. Which one you want to do?
Yo, listen. Grab yourself a fucking Twitter account, and we're going to go at it like Hogan and Warrior via Twitter, and then I'm going to come to Orange Park. We're going to make it happen. We ain't going to throw up...
Bring a video camera with you. I will fight you any day, tomorrow, yesterday, 3 weeks ago. I'll fight you on camera.
Oh, man. This
is the same guy that told a story earlier about how I picked a fight with some fucking bouncers. What are we talking about here? I'm a fucking crazy asshole that doesn't give a shit, and guess what? I'm a bad motherfucker, too, because I know how to fight.
Oh, my God, dude. This guy...
I get it.
Yeah.
I've always explained to people who watch UFC, I'm like, guess what?
Yeah.
I get it. I'm watching it, I get it. I get everything. I get it. You either get it or you don't. I don't even know how to explain it to people that don't, because I've sparred with people that... I'm like, you either get it or you don't. I get it.
Blah.
I'm putting you over a little bit. You and Rob, you broke Rob's fucking arm off his goddamn body, did you not?
But yeah, I did.
Rest in peace, Mr. Rob. Yeah, but you broke his fucking arm in front of me. I watched him scream like a girl while his daddy came and got... I remember all that shit. So you're a bad motherfucker. I'm just a little bit better. I don't know what to tell you.
He says, I'll whoop your ass every time in a fight, dude, but you're a bad motherfucker. He says, get the fuck out of here, bro. You just ranting, dude. You just drink another beer, bro. Drink another fucking beer. Listen, no $100,000, no $100,000, no $1 million, none of that bullshit, dude. I'm coming to Orange Park, or you come to Albany, dude. We set this up. We'll do an MMA fight, and I'll beat the fuck out of you, dude. It's over.
Here's what you're doing that's wrong. Let me talk to you like a normal person now.
Yeah.
You're on the air right now. You do realize that. Your people, your fans are listening. And the last time I checked, if I talked about a bonus on the air, you would make sure I got that bonus. Yeah. Now you just did is guaranteed them that at some point, it'll be a distant part of the future, but at some point they will see a video of me and you sparring/fighting, and that you're going to win. And do you really think you can deliver on that promise? You promised a pass, you gave it to him. You promised me a bonus, you gave it to me. Can you really promise them what you just said? Can we be honest right now?
Listen, they don't need to see a video. We're going to do a video, no doubt. We'll do a video, dude. Listen, WZR Army can show up live. Free sodas for everybody on
You don't want them live and paying for it. You're going to waste so much money and get beat up at the site. Like that's
No. You're gonna have to pay, your own travel into town to wherever this takes place. But free sodas for everybody. I got your sodas. And maybe I'll even do a barbecue, man. And we'll set this up. We'll do it and
chicken wings, the whole thing. All right. So listen, if you set it up, I'm there. And guess what? I won't ask you for a bonus, nor will I ask you for salary for this. I'll go for free. As long as I got a ride, I'm there.
As long as you got a ride. He needs a ride. He needs a ride to a fight.
He needs a ride. Didn't you say you're coming to me? You're coming to Florida one day. The tough guy Ryan a second ago. I'll come to Florida. We'll fight. That's what you said. So if you come here, I don't need a ride, and you can deliver on your promise.
Oh man, Boone says I need a ride, Ryan. I need a ride. Now get the fuck out.
Does everybody hear him checking that right now?
I would gladly get in my 2006 Hyundai Tiburon and drive down to Orange Park, Florida, and whoop your ass if that's what it comes down to, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
You're gonna do it at some point.
Anyways, speaking of doing it, no, that was bad. Speaking of doing it at some point, May 5th, brother. May 5th is a date that everybody's talking about, right? Mayweather and let me just say something before we move on. This is me and Boone, dude. If anybody thinks this is fucking,
dude, we love each other. We're best friends.
I love the kid to death. So this is all fucking. Come on, it's live radio, dude. It makes it entertaining for you guys, anyways. But I would
look at the chat. They're loving it.
But I would whoop his ass, and you guys, everybody know that. So anyway.
Of course, everybody knows that's bullshit. But this is why let Ryan say his thing.
We'll do it anyway. Mayweather and Pacquiao, bro. Mayweather and Pacquiao. So here's the deal. Mayweather comes out on Facebook and Twitter today and says, come on, Pacquiao, let's make this happen. May 5th, come get it, punk, or something like that. And Pacquiao is right now in the Philippines. He's a congressman or something there, or a mayor or something like that. And, Bob Arum is out there in the Philippines right now. And Dan Rafael was on ESPN today and basically said this fight is not going to take place until 2012 or 2013 at some point next year. At some point next year. So here's the deal. I mean, basically, Arum wants Pacquiao versus Marquez number 4. Now, my thoughts on this are this. All right, Mayweather knew something, right? That they were going the route of Marquez versus Pacquiao 4. And I feel like now that he knows that it's pretty much a signed deal, or it's almost done, now he knows that he can come out and talk a big game. I feel like because he knows that the fight's not going to take place because Pacquiao's team already has other plans. So I feel like...
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but continue your logic.
No. I mean, listen, dude, Bob Arum and Pacquiao have been talking about this Marquez 4 fight for a while now. And it just seems like, Mayweather is an opportunist, dude, where something like this happens and Mayweather gets an inside tip or something that the deal is pretty much signed, and then he says, well, you know what? Now I can go out and talk some shit and fucking, because he never wanted to do it before. A couple months ago, Mayweather was the one ducking Pacquiao, man. Not necessarily, not ducking, but he was demanding things. He was demanding Olympic drug testing. He was demanding,
I don't understand it. I got to take over from here. I don't understand how him demanding Olympic drug testing is ducking somebody. If the guy's willing to make those kind of tests, and he's clean, like he's supposed to be, not like Cyborg from Strikeforce, if he's clean like he's supposed to be, he's got no problem taking those tests. If he has no problem taking those tests and he thinks he can beat Mayweather,
hey, Boone.
what would have happened?
Hey, Boone.
How is that Mayweather ducking him? Like, I need an excuse. I want extra testing.
Hey, Boone.
Extra testing should be fine if you're clean.
Hello. Hey. Are you afraid of snakes?
I hate snakes. I fucking hate them, yeah.
You hate snakes, right? So you have a fear of snakes. Do you ever think that some people may have a fear of needles and having blood taken? Do you ever think that?
Here's what you don't understand. Pacquiao gets needles shoved in his arm for regular testing. His beef was the needle would be shoved. The Olympic testing is more vigorous, so it's more repetitive. Repetitive. It happens over and over again. So he doesn't want to get stuck with a needle this far out from the fight, like 2 weeks, whatever. I don't know the specific time because I didn't know we were going to talk about this. It's like, let's say for regular testing, he gets stuck 4 weeks before the fight. For Olympic testing, he would get stuck 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, etc. He says the Filipino people have superstitions where they don't want to get stuck with a needle 2 weeks before a fight. That's his argument towards the drug testing, which to me sounds like he's ducking the fight, like he needs steroids to win.
Wait a minute.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Wait a minute. Since when does Mayweather make the fucking rules, dude? Since when is Mayweather...
I've heard that argument, but okay, he doesn't make the rules, but he's saying in this particular case, let's say Mayweather got an anonymous tip, Pacquiao juices like a motherfucker. I'm not fighting that guy. He juices shit. All right, if you say here's the rules. We're gonna be 100% guaranteed clean for this fight, and let's fight. And you don't fight me. Am I ducking you because you're afraid to be 100% clean? I don't understand that, but I've heard you're right. It's split down the middle. 50% of the people, actually more than that. I'd say 70% of the people agree with what you agree with. I don't understand that logic. Let's make sure 100 goddamn % we're clean. No, I can't do that. Oh, well, you're ducking me.
There hasn't.
What?
People don't demand Olympic-style drug testing for a fight, dude. Give me a break. Oops, my headset fell off. That's unheard of, dude, to demand Olympic-style testing. Come on, dude.
What's wrong with it? If it's the biggest money you're ever going to make in your entire life...
Pacquiao doesn't like needles, dude. It's like your fear of snakes. He's got
He gets needles anyway. What's wrong with needles 2 weeks later?
He doesn't get... Dude, he gets needles, dude, but it's a one-time deal, dude, where he does it a week or two before the fight, and that's good, dude. Mayweather is demanding weekly or daily testing, blood tests, dude. It's ridiculous what Mayweather is demanding to make this fight happen, dude. There's no reason that he needs to go this route. If Mayweather, wait a minute.
Big argument. Who's the best?
If Mayweather,
the only thing stopping it is I gotta take a needle 2 weeks later than I normally would, even though I don't like needles. I gotta take them anyway, but I gotta take them 2 weeks later. I'm taking the needle. He's a pussy, he's a bitch, he's a fucking prick, and he's...
Now listen, somebody in the chat room said Boone is too thick to get it, right? And you see how he cut me off right when I was in the middle of that? Clark is right, there's another one, right? See how he cuts me off in the middle of that? No, I'm not going to have that, dude.
I can read some things. If he is so good, you should beat him. Steroids are not accepted. There's a million that are talking about me right now.
Right, but listen, dude. Mayweather doesn't make the rules, and if Mayweather wanted the fight to happen that bad, everybody wants the fight to happen that bad, then don't demand shit. And listen, Pacquiao's going to be tested after the fight. It's mandatory anyways. So he's tested before the fight. He's tested after the fight anyways. So if Mayweather truly believes, like you said, that, maybe Pacquiao is a roid freak, right? Do the fight, find out afterwards. If Pacquiao fails the drug test, then so be it. Pacquiao's known as a roid freak.
The fight, get beat up in front of millions of people on the biggest stage in the history of boxing, come out and say, oh, I told you so. You still just got your ass beat in front of everybody in the entire world, and half of those people will hear the part about I told you so.
Wait a minute. Okay, Pacquiao goes in, right? And he's all roided up, bro. He's on roids. He's crazy, right?
Performance-enhancing drugs. He's got a performance enhancement.
He's on roids, okay? And he goes in there and he beats Mayweather. He takes Mayweather out, right? Then after the fight, he's drug tested, right? And he fails a test for steroids. Everybody is going to look at that fight and say, well, you know what? Pacquiao didn't beat him. He was on roids, dude. He was on steroids. It doesn't matter, dude. Come on, dude.
It's incorrect. Look, check it out. How many times have you watched a show, a boxing pay-per-view or a UFC pay-per-view, How many people come to you? Got like 10, 20 fights. Your house is live as shit for a fight.
Right.
All right. So 20 people come to your house to watch this fight. Out of those 20 people, how many are going to hear about the failed drug test 2 months later?
Everybody.
Half at best.
No,
half at best.
Boone, this is the biggest boxing fight in the possibly in the history.
They're going to watch it, but afterwards, months later, when the test results come out that he failed, they're not going to be at your house to hear that he fucking failed his test.
Boone, everybody reads a news outlet, whether it be CNN, TMZ, your local news. It will be all over your local affiliates. It'll be all over your sports news at 6 o'clock. It'll be everywhere. Everybody will find out that Pacquiao failed a test, dude. It's the biggest fight in history.
Guess what? The promotion to the fight, Pacquiao Mayweather, a fight of that magnitude, would be everywhere. How many of your friends would see that promotion and even know it's happening? A lot of them, right? Almost 90%. 10% probably wouldn't know that fight's happening unless you told them, hey, it's this Saturday. They would know it's happening, but when? Oh, I'm not sure. Ryan calls them. Oh, okay, I'll be over this Saturday. After the fight's done, let's say Mayweather loses because of steroids, on the hypothetical thing we're talking.
Right.
He fails the fucking drug test 2 months later. You're telling me all 20 of those people that came to your house will know, oh, he was on steroids. You're wrong.
Unless they are completely living under a rock and don't read any news media outlets, because you know it's going to be plastered over every headline on every single website that Pacquiao and Mayweather, the biggest fight in possibly the history of pro boxing, and that dates back to Ali, Frazier, everything like that, dude. People are going to find out. It's going to be plastered all over TV, all over SportsCenter, all over ESPN, all over your local news, CNN, TMZ. It's going to be everywhere, bro. It's going to be everywhere. People are going to find out no matter what, whether it's 2 months after the fight when drug tests come back. People are going to find out, man. And it's...
Now you said something. You know what? I think you just convinced me. It's that big of a fight that if he failed, I'm sure it would be that big. Like, even if it's a big-ass fight, usually and after the fight's done, the media will cover the result. After that, they're done with the fight. Even if they fail a steroid test, they usually don't even bother covering it because nobody gives a shit. It's not like in demand like the NFL playoffs. You need to know everything. The MLB, it's not in demand. Boxing and MMA get very little coverage, even on the sports stations, let alone the regular news media. And this is the kind of fight where regular people would watch it, not sports fans, regular fans. People would tell their friends, no, you got to come watch this one. This is the biggest one ever. You know what I mean? And that's my argument, is that those people would not know about the failed drug test way after the fact. But the way you just said it, because the fight's so goddamn big, I think, it would probably, the word would have to get around. I think you're right. What do you think of that?
Do I win?
I think I'll give you that one.
Hey! Woo! So I'm talking about. Sorry.
I think you're right, but I still think Pacquiao's a bitch and Mayweather isn't. But anyway.
Man, that felt good. God, that feels. It's just weird shit going on with the shit. It's not us, dude. It's Justin TV. It's.
You get a shortage in your thing again?
No, I got a brand new headset, dude. Everything's good. I mean, we didn't have any problems in hour number one. It's got to be Justin TV, dude. It's got to be. You know.
I don't know. Justin TV had problems earlier. I could still hear you. There was something that happened there that just now. That was just...
No. You can hear me because we're on that program that we use. We're on Skype.
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear a word you said while I was talking that entire time.
I don't know what the deal is. It's not that, though. The stream keeps cutting out, too.
I hear it die. I heard it die this time. It was like...
Yeah. It's like it keeps... You hear it, dude. It just goes... And then
it's like short out or whatever. Yeah, that was the first time I heard that.
Yeah, well, we had that was a good debate, dude. You know what? That was good radio right there.
Was it good radio?
That was good radio, I'm telling you.
All right, let's make some more good radio. What's next on?
What's next? Oh, let's come back to Warrior Nation, motherfucker.
Now we're about to really get into it.
Let's do it. All right, so listen, let me see if I can prove you wrong on this one, too, right? You're telling me, dude, all right?
You'll never prove me wrong on this one.
No, wait a minute.
Well, maybe you could.
All right, I watch Kevin Nash, all right? Let me just make a point here. I watch Kevin Nash in a ring, and he tries to wrestle, dude, and he's slow, and he's just not good. It's painful to watch.
When's the last time you seen Ultimate Warrior move in any way or fucking shape or form?
He was overseas. He was working that promotion that went out of business. Big Vito was over there. New was
the All-Star, whatever the fuck.
Was it New?
The Australian thing?
NEW. It was a Spain promotion. NEW.
How long ago was that?
It was last year, I think it was. Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Right, but then Warrior comes out with these videos, and you can tell that he's working out. You can tell he's pretty jacked up, and has a training schedule that he does every day, man. And it seems to me like Warrior's
in shape?
Well, I mean, you look at it, that's the point I'm trying to make. You watch Nash try to go under the bottom rope or go under the second rope even to get into a ring, and then the match itself, and you're like, Jesus, Nash, it's time to hang. It's worse than Hogan, dude. You have Hogan out there. You have Hogan out there. You want me to restart it, dude? I can reboot
the stream. For me, says the stream's off right now. I'm just letting you know that.
Well, it seems fine for everybody else. We're good.
Everybody else says it's fine. It tells me it's off. All right, I apologize. It says it's off for me.
All right, so anyways, dude, and then I watch Kevin Nash, and I watch him go under, to get into the ring before a match, dude. And it's like, and then you watch the match itself, and you're like, dude, this guy is slow as dirt, can't work for shit, dude. And I feel like Warrior, when I watch his videos, he looks ready to go. And Warrior sounds to me, just judging by his videos, that he can turn into, like, I wish people could see the angry drunk Boone, where he just goes crazy and nobody can fucking. You can't tell Boone what to do.
It's the greatest analogy. Nobody knows me well.
Oh, it's crazy.
Analogy, but this is what I was talking about earlier when I got kicked out. I got banned from Roadhouse. Everybody told me this story. He said I smacked the bouncer in the face. I pushed the other one. I was challenging all of them. None of them even they weren't even coming close.
I mean, listen.
It had to be Tiffany, and somebody else came and grabbed me and dragged me out of there. And then when I left, that's when I found out I was banned because one of the owners came up with Tiffany because she's a homegirl around here, so they all know her. And they said, yeah, don't ever fucking bring that guy back in. He's not allowed back in here again. Nobody could control me. Same way Aaron kicked out of 6 places in New York. I'm a dumb person. I'm not bragging,
right?
Believe me, because it's embarrassing if you see it. It's humiliating. It's you don't want to.
So we call you Matt Warrior Boone, right, or something like that.
Tasmanian Devil Boone.
We compare you to Warrior, dude, and I feel like Warrior's got that mindset where if he needs to go into a real life fight, he would fuck shit up, dude. And then I watch Kevin Nash, and it's Kevin Nash, dude. You watch it.
Let me cut you off.
So listen,
I hate to cut you off because you don't like it.
I know, but
by your own logic,
right?
You're picking Warrior because he's like me when he switches over. But according to you, you could kick my ass. Warrior can't kick Nash's ass. Continue, go ahead.
Well, I got a little bit of Warrior in my.
That hurt you.
Get the fuck. It kind of did hurt. But listen, dude. I mean, well, are you saying that you're gonna come to our fight? Drunk and ready to fucking.
I'm not coming to any fight. If you come here and you say, hey, I'd be like, all right, I don't want to hurt you. Let's be friends still. Hey, no, let's fight. We'd fight, and then I'd win.
I feel like you put Warrior and you put Nash, right? You put him in the middle of a football field, and you say, let's do it, dude, right? Ding, 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 and we got a real fight in progress, right? Warrior shoots in, takes his fucking knees out, takes him to the ground, and pounds the shit out of him. And as soon as Nash feels the pain, I bet I could take my pinky and touch Nash's knee, and he's, oh my God, my knee. You know what I mean, dude? Warrior comes out, takes out a knee, or 2, or 3, or 2, and
3 knees,
and that's it. And down goes Nash, dude, and it's over, dude. And then Warrior just pounds him, bro. I feel like Warrior over Nash.
You've been in real fights before, right?
Yes, way better.
How many times has a real fight? Have you ever been in a fight where you really hated somebody?
Right, but I think it's cheesy. I mean, listen, I feel like it's cheesy.
Have you ever shot in for a double leg to start the fight off?
No, but listen, the whole deal between Warrior and Kevin Nash is an MMA fight, so that would be legal. I'm saying, in a real fight, I think it's kind of cheesy to shoot in, take somebody down, and get on top of them. I think you'd stand up and bang. You know what I mean? It's a real fight. Let's fucking do it, dude. But they set this up if they were going to do it, and obviously it's not going to happen, but if they were going to do it, it would be an MMA-style fight, which means you could shoot in and take somebody down, and I feel like if Warrior did that, Nash is fucked.
Well, you could do that in a street fight, too, if you wanted to.
You could. It's cheesy, right.
It would work. It would work if you're a good wrestler. Who knows Ultimate Warrior's good? I don't even know. Who knows? He probably doesn't need to be because of his knees, etc. I get that. How quick it's his shot. He's an old man, too. Who knows that? There's a lot of people in the UFC that's got bad knees that can avoid takedowns. It's hard to say. How much does your emotion play? Because a lot of people, when you get into a real fight and shit's real, it's really a matter of how much can you control the fire burning in your belly.
Mm-hmm.
How much can you control your emotions? How much can you control? Well, I want to do this to this motherfucker, but I got to do this or I'll get my ass kicked. It's how much of that stuff. And there's no way to determine. I say Ultimate Warrior has no skills, technically trained. Let's put it this way. Ultimate Warrior was not an amateur wrestler. Kevin Nash was not an amateur wrestler. Ultimate Warrior was not an amateur boxer. Kevin Nash was not an amateur boxer. Neither of these guys have, let's say they studied jiu-jitsu. Let's say they studied Muay Thai. They didn't grow up on it, so neither one of them's expert on either, of any martial art. So what it comes down to, if you're looking at it on paper, is who is a better motherfucker at their core? Who has more rage, more fucking I'm gonna kill you than you're gonna kill me? B, who has more heart? Who has more? I'm gonna fucking stand in there. You can kick, you can punch me. That I'm still gonna beat it, like Rocky Balboa type stuff. Who's got more of that? And there's no way to know the second one. But the first one, who's got more? I'm gonna kill you, Ray. Nash. Nash is way bigger.
Nash is a pushover, dude. I view Nash as a big pusher. I mean, look, he politics his way around. Yeah, I'll give you that, dude. But I feel like he's just a baby, dude. He's just what a big baby. You know what I mean, dude? Get rid of the big sexy. I don't know, dude. I feel like when I view it.
Have you ever seen the what the fuck is it called? Spring Break clip where Kevin Nash went crazy on some guy that was fucking with the NWO at, I think it was MTV, I'm not sure. The motherfucker can move, first of all, and he's got rage like you wouldn't believe, and everybody that knows him knows he's a bad motherfucker. And that's not just, well, put it this way, you know me, you're not putting me over as a bad motherfucker, so it's not like reputation is going to sell somebody's entire life. You know what I mean? Nash is being called by all his friends, even Hulk Hogan, which if you want to tell that part of
All right, we are working on getting Boone back. Boone, call back in if you're listening. It's definitely my internet, guys. We're gonna have Vendetta come back and produce this thing next week. So we'll wait for Boone. Like I said, guys, we're gonna have Matt Boone call back in if you can hear. Matty Boone, call back in. It's my internet. Something is going on. It's like a bandwidth issue. I think my internet service provider cuts me off, so I don't know what the deal is. But we'll get Boone back. Boone's going to be calling back here in just a second, and then we'll finish this up. We only got about 10 minutes to go before we got to get out of here. And then SmackDown spoilers, it's going to be about an hour delayed tonight. Actually, not that long. Probably about 11:15, 11:30 SmackDown spoilers should be up and posted for you guys, and we'll be good to go. Boone, it's my bandwidth, man.
You know?
It's Roadrunner, man. It's my bandwidth because it kicked me out.
How do you know that?
Well, it kicked me out of the chat. It kicked me off AIM, so I couldn't message you.
You never went off AIM for me, by the way.
It kicked me out of the chat, and it threw me off the Adobe Flash. So it's something to do with, like Vendetta was talking about, the router. I don't know what the deal is, man. I really don't. It's crazy.
So is this going to start happening every goddamn week now?
No.
Offline again, according to the stream that I'm looking at.
No, we should be good to go now.
We're so good, okay.
Yeah, you should be able to refresh that. No, Vendetta is coming back next week. He got his router fixed apparently, and we should be good to go. So
I love how I find shit out in the air. You never tell me anything. All right, so Vendetta's back next week. Everybody, Vendetta's back next week.
Vendetta's coming back next week, so hopefully. He sent me said he got everything fixed, so I'm gonna shoot him an email later this week, and we'll get it together. I guess we can take live phone calls in 10 minutes we have left, huh?
Are we only doing 10 more minutes? It seems like we burnt the hell out of the second hour. I mean, I got nowhere to go, so we can go as long as you want. I do have to piss.
Well,
unbelievably.
As long as the stream stays up, we'll be good to go. We can go a couple extra minutes. I got there's work to do with SmackDown and everything, but.
Yeah, but that's on a different time zone tonight. Here, let me go take a piss. Take a caller.
All right, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
It's your boy Rumble Portiston. What's going on? Matty Boone left. I can't believe that.
I know, man. Well, man, it's good, Matty. I need a break from Matty. This hour number 2, man. Give me a break from Boone for a second.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about a topic that hasn't been talked about yet, and that's the most important UK tapings for TNA.
Wembley Arena.
Wembley Arena.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. That's who's a lot of people from the UK. How many? That's got to be what, 60,000, 70,000 people that they can fit in there. It seems crazy.
Wembley's about, I think, 30 to 40, I believe.
Oh, is it that small? I thought.
Yeah, it's the O2 Arena that can fit 70.
That's what it is. You're right too. You're right. Yeah. That's that'll be a big show. You know what? I mean, the thing with TNA going out there and running bigger arenas, they can draw out there just because. I mean, pro wrestling, they've got their IPW UK and indie promotions like that. But when TNA and WWE go there, especially WWE, they sell out the entire tour pretty much. And I think TNA they'll do decent. I don't know, maybe 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, somewhere around there.
The last house show they ran there, they got 10,000.
Did they get 10,000?
Yeah, they got. It was just under 10. It was 9 something, 9 something like that.
Well, there you go. Then I would go around that. The problem with it, I mean, even though you're drawing that many fans, dude, it takes a lot to. I mean, they've got to hire. I mean, TNA doesn't have an office overseas like they do, and I would guess that they would have to haul all their equipment, ring, and everything, and rent a cargo plan and things like that. Unless they could, but well, you know what? They could probably borrow a ring from an indie promotion out there and put their tags on it. You know what I mean? Their banners on it. But it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to fly talents out. I mean, have you ever booked an overseas trip, dude? It costs like a fucking $1,000.
Oh, I have. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just for like 2 people.
Oh my God, for like one person, it's like $1,500 just for a plane ticket. And then you've got travel, you've got hotel and everything else. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So, I mean, the fact that they draw a decent crowd and the fact that they go over to the United Kingdom is a good. I mean, it's obviously a good thing for the company, But it just there's so much involved, and that's why they only take half the roster or certain names to go over. But
the funny thing about TNA in UK is they actually draw better ratings every week than Raw does, and at the same time, UK is a more TNA fan base, I've noticed.
You know what? That's a really good point too. When the when the UK ratings come out, Impact actually defeats both Raw and SmackDown. We put those
pretty much every week.
Yeah, pretty much every week, and I mean that's
Canadians love TNA more too, apparently.
Well, he brings up a good point. TNA's going to the United Kingdom, and over in the United Kingdom, I mean, ratings, like he said, for TNA are higher than WWE's ratings. So it's interesting.
Well, everybody in the chat saying Raw is on at 2 a.m. and it's on pay TV possibly, and TNA is on free TV and it's on a better time slot. So it's kind of maybe time slot. You never know what plays into that.
Right, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Yeah, I wanted to know if you guys knew the length of Davey Richards' contract in Ring of Honor, and if there's any interest in him going to possibly WWE or TNA.
You know what? That's a come on, dude. That was a good caller. It was, dude. That was a good call. He brought up a good question. Listen, man, he brought up. He's a new caller, and he brought up a good question. Davey Richards, I don't know the status of his Ring of Honor contract. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he sign one last year? Don't I remember something coming out about didn't Ring of Honor issue a press release for somebody? I know.
I seem to recall that there was a little like a huff puff where. Is he going to go to WWE or TNA? And then it became like, no, he's staying here. I don't remember why I remember that, but I remember that.
No, that was Carino, Steve Carino, or Chris Hero. My bad, Chris Hero. I get them mixed up.
Okay, I just remember sometime there was a big name in ROH last year that we were wondering if they're going to WWE or TNA, and then they ended up re-signing with ROH.
Well, you had Claudio was going to go over to WWE. He actually just he's debuted in WWE.
This past weekend, yeah.
Yeah, working dark matches. And then you had Tyler Black, who was a major name, who's now over in Seth Rollins and FCW. He just got called up to the main roster. Well, working live events, not an actual debut. And then there was Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. I remember ROH announced that they had signed a new deal.
What the fuck was his name? That one heavyweight in ROH. Alistar Overstreet. Everybody in the chat was asking for what I had to say. Go ahead.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hi, my name's Kevin from New Jersey, and my question is, I read your post that next week Raw might be in trouble while coming up the stage. Do you think they could just use the house show stage, the new one? Because that'll take less time to set up.
No, they wouldn't do that for a television taping. I mean, number one, you can't use the high with television right now in high definition. And Raw is built around high definition now with the Titantron and the set. You would need your full Titantron set. I mean, basically, they'll be able to do it. Obviously, they'll probably bring in extra staff to help them set up. Hire outside companies, contractors that come in and help companies set up stages and things of that nature. But Raw's in high definition, and that's one of the main reasons. It'll be a close call, but it shouldn't. I mean, really it's not that big of a deal. Basically what he's talking about, guys, is there's going to be a bull riding event at the arena on Sunday, and it takes about 24 hours or about 18 hours to get the dirt that they have to haul in, truck in, to get that out of the arena. And they expect to have it done by 1 o'clock. Obviously, they're going to have guys working overnight, and I would guess that they're done, probably late morning, early afternoon, and then the Raw crew could go in and set up their set. I don't think it'll be a big problem. People are just making a bigger deal out of it than what it really is.
I just farted.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? I'm a first-time caller.
I appreciate it. What's going on, man?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you guys, do you think there's any chance that maybe the female who's with Chris Jericho could at all possibly be Shelly Martinez? Because she's got that look and that gimmick when she was there the first time, like a gothic chick, and she mentioned something about it on Twitter as well.
Boy, he sounded like he was in a bullhorn or something, didn't he?
I don't even know what the question was.
Now when you do that, right? Listen, you right into the phone, right? Now when you do that, no, hold on. Well, clearly it's on purpose, right? But when the caller does it, okay, and everybody already has to listen to it one time, and then you do it a second time, it's like, Jesus, my fucking ears, Boone, for Christ's sake.
The first time it's like, wait, what is he saying? I can't make it out. Second time when I'm doing it, it's like, Boone's fucking with him because he couldn't. It's funny.
That's kind of.
You gotta pretend you're a listener when you hear that. You don't listen to the archives. That's your problem.
See, everybody in the. Will you guys tell Boone? People in the chat, tell Boone that sometimes he can be a complete prick, and sometimes I think it's the beers, dude. It might be the beer. I don't know what it is. Anyways, here. We'll cover it up with this. Hello! Uh-oh. Hello, Jackie?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. What's going on?
Hey, wait a minute. Callie and Jackie on the line at the same time. Callie, what's cracking?
What's happening, everybody?
And Jackie, say hello to Callie.
Hi, Callie.
Hey, well, let me ask my question real quick, and I'll get off the line. With the rumors of RVD going to WWE, and, he lost in, the pay-per-view, do you see him being in a Royal Rumble if he does jump ship to WWE, you think, this year, or what?
Who?
Possibly.
Oh.
RVD needs to come back, and he needs to help out Kane because they used to be tag team partners. I think RVD is going to come back.
Jackie, I'm pretty sure he wasn't asking you, but that's okay. Anyways, hello, Jackie. What's going on? Wait a minute. Let me answer his question, then I'll get back to you, Jackie. All right? What was it? It was Batista or Lesnar, Boone? What was he talking? Rob Van Dam? Was that who it was?
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam to WWE. I don't know. The rumor came from Power Slam magazine, and I'm not sold on that report. I know his contract expires in March, like Raj talked about in hour number 1. And we'll see what happens. I mean, they did the injury angle at the pay-per-view. May have been a way to write him off TV. I mean, he's still got 2 months on his contract. At least that's what we believe, unless it's up sooner than that. But it wouldn't make sense. I mean, if you're going to pay him, if he's under contract, why not use him? You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with Rob Van Dam, but I'm not entirely sold that he'll be back in WWE. I haven't heard anything else other than the Power Slam magazine thing. So, anyways, Jackie, how's the week been? Everything good?
Everything's good. I was watching last night, and what's the whole thing with him stalking Ryder? Is this to get into Cena's head, or is there going to be a match between Cena and Kane at Royal Rumble? One of my friends was wondering that.
Yeah, it's going to be a match. It'll be a match. I mean, obviously, it's going to lead to a match between Kane and John Cena. It makes sense to do it at the Royal Rumble. You got a couple more weeks. They'll set that up with a promo next week or the week after. Probably next week. You'll hear about an official match between Kane and Cena. Okay.
Yeah, who were those two divas last night with Brodus Clay? I didn't recognize them at first, but I kind of thought they were the phone deaths at first.
Jackie, do you read WZROnline.com?
Yes, of course I do.
.com.
And did you read the article about who Brodus Clay's dancers were last night?
No,
did you?
I go to bed like 11, and I was worried this morning that my bus came early. So hold on, let me go back to your guys' homepage.
No, don't worry about it. It was Naomi.
We're live right now. You go back to the page.
It was Naomi Knight and Ariane Andrew. One of them was from. One of them was from. One of them was from the all-female season of NXT. And the other one is from WWE Tough Enough. So they're both FCW developmental divas, and they debuted last night. And you can find out more on that, Jackie, at WZROnline.com.
Okay. Yeah, because you know what? I do remember Naomi now because I saw her when I went to a SmackDown TV about a year ago with my cousin. And she was, I don't remember who her pro was. I think it was Primo.
What's your cousin's name?
Matthew.
Ooh, sounds hot. All right, go ahead.
Ooh, sounds hot. Get the fuck. Thank you for the call, Jackie. Always entertaining, as usual. Plus, I just got another hit on WZROnline.com from Jackie. Huh?
There you go.
Yeah.
You just got richer. Buy somebody. You gotta buy Jackie a Pepsi now.
So, what do you want? You want to get out of here or what?
I mean, it's 10 p.m. I'm fucking chilling right now, quite honestly. I felt like I just got yelled at like a little kid a minute ago, so
you
kind of took a little bit of the wind out of my sails. But you want to go? Let's rock and roll.
Caller, you're live with Matt Boone on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Hey.
Pretty good. Hey, quick question. Do you think the chick that could be with Chris Jericho might possibly be able to be Shelly Martinez, because she kind of had the whole goth look when she was in WWE the first time?
You know what? That's it. He brings up a good point, Boone. Everybody wants to know who.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
All right, everybody. There's been these videos, right? For Chris Jericho, dude, the big hype videos. You've seen those, right? And
the girl in the video, yeah.
Who's the girl in the video? Everybody wants to know who the girl in the video is. I'll be honest with you, dude. I know they did the angle on WWE.com. Who is she? Blah 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 blah. I don't think it's anybody. I think
it's one of those creative changes they made where it's like, can y'all please forget we even did that because we're not doing that anymore.
Right. I think they put the girl in there and the background voice, and it's going to be one of those things where you just it's going to go over your head, man. It's over WWE's head, and like Boone said, it's one of those things where they're thinking, forget we even put her in there. I just don't see anybody debuting. I mean, Shelly Martinez wants to be it. She came out on Twitter a couple weeks ago or last week or something like that and said, wouldn't it be cool to have me come in as Chris Jericho's valet, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's anybody, but we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Good for her. Good job trying to lobby for a fucking job off an angle. That's business.
Well, she's doing all these videos. You know, she goes to indie promotions.
Was she in porn? I could swear to Shelly Martinez. I've heard that name in porn before.
I don't think Shelly's ever done a porn.
I could swear there's maybe some nudity somewhere. There's something.
There may be some nudity. There may be a topless photo out there.
Yeah, everybody in the chat said she was in porn.
Was she? She was a porn star? Get out of here. Really?
I remember posting a story about it. I didn't see the porn, motherfuckers. Fuck you.
She was in lesbian porn? Really? I had no idea. Wow. Huh. Anyways, so I guess we'll get out of here. We're done, right? I mean, unless anybody else wants to call, it's 518-712-3070, 518-712-3070, 518-7...
My dog is so fucking awesome. 3070. He sits here, and as soon as we're done, I'll say, "Bo!" But he's looking at me now. I'm sorry. Go lay down. Lay down.
You want some...
He thinks as soon as I say "Bo," he knows it's time to go outside and take a shit.
Is that what it is? I take Reggie out right after we go off the air, and then I come back here and do work.
Does your dog know when you're going off the air, though? Like, Rocky knows. The second I say the B-O-W, I can't even say it. He knows. It's like, hey, Daddy, come on. Daddy, hurry up, unplug your phone, put it back, get the lead, the whole thing.
I do, I kick Reggie out of the room, dude, but as soon as I open the door, he'll be right there, waiting for me. Because he knows it's 10 o'clock, and he knows he goes out twice a day, man. Once in the morning time, and then once late at night, so he gets, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? Alright, that'll do it. We'll get out of here. Let me do the Facebook plug. Plug that for me, please.
Are you going to run? Okay, he's going, everybody in the chat room, which you can access at WZROnline.com/chat. My man Ryan Clark's going to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Let me tell you that one more time in case you didn't catch it. Maybe you just tuned in, maybe you were driving, you went under a tunnel, you didn't hear it. Facebook.com. There's a little search bar. Which you want to search for Ryan Clark WZR. Ryan Clark WZR, and you get there, the top post will say, what do you think of tonight's show? How drunk was Boone? Clearly he was very drunk. Was the show good? Was the show bad? We want to know what you thought. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Get over there.
We want to know what you guys saw the show tonight. Facebook.com/.
Was I slurring?
Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. I'm also on Twitter. Go to Twitter.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Boone, I'll tell you what, man. I fucking love you, man. I do, dude. I really do.
Apologize.
No,
I
dude.
immediately apologize.
No, bro. I do. Listen, this was entertaining. Really. The Mayweather-Pacquiao debate was awesome. The Warrior Nash stuff was awesome. And you know what, dude?
It's a train wreck, and the train wrecks are interesting, right?
Right, dude. Everybody loves a good train wreck, whether you want to read it or not. You read it because it's a train wreck. Matt Hardy, all those.
That doesn't make any sense, and I'm very drunk, and I get that. But if it's a train wreck, you look at it. You can't read a train wreck because there's no words. But yeah, I get you.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you, and listen, me and Boone bicker back and forth, but it makes for good radio, and I love the kid to death, man. He works for me. I'd never fucking fire. I'd never get rid of him, dude, and I'd never stop talking. You're talking, and you know what else, dude? On Tuesday night, if I would feel like if Boone didn't come on here, and if he wasn't shit-faced, we'd have a boring show. It would suck. We'd have.
I've been on here not shit-faced many a time.
And it's kind of sucked.
Unless I'm sober. Yeah, that's bad.
Well, I mean, how many beers you had tonight? A lot?
Like 17.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I'm sure you've been drinking since 12.
What do you mean you wouldn't doubt it? I'm telling you. You asked me the number, I'm telling you the number. I keep track. I'm a white guy.
You're probably, I would say you're above 12 by this point.
17 is the official number. I've got 18 in the fridge. That's my last one waiting for me.
Well, you better go get to it, because we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys.
Well, actually, maybe more, because 8 of them were tall boys. They call them tall boys. It's almost like 2 beers in a can.
Yeah.
So, like, 20-something.
What are you going to do, dude?
I went 2 hours, brother. I gave you everything I had. I don't know.
And I pay this motherfucker for this shit, dude. What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
I get drunk when I'm not. I feel like I'm supposed to be drunk Tuesday night at least. Shit.
Oh, man. I love you, dude. I love you. I'll see you next Tuesday night. All right, man. I'll see you guys next Tuesday night. Shut the shop down. We'll see you guys next Tuesday night for Matt Boone.
That's me.
Yes, it is. This is Ryan Clark.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. So see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.